It is one of the most prestigious hill climbs in the world, and this year we add even more spice. International multiple world champion Petter Solberg and his brother Henning are here, as well as former Formula One driver Mika Salo. The tension is palpable. The anticipation is electrifying. Launch, focus, commitment, courage, adrenaline. Who can push it to the full limit? Time is all that matters. Who will be the king of the hill? This is the Simola Hill Climb in Knysna, South Africa.
Greetings and salutations, race fans and hill climb lovers, and welcome to Simola 23. It's the beginning of 2 days of our great coronation ceremony. Tomorrow afternoon, we shall crown 3 kings of the hill. Straight away, we're going right away to Sasha Martiningo in the box. Have a great day.
There we go, Colin. I must say, it took me a while to figure that one out. Brilliant. Very good morning. Welcome. It is Simola Hill Climb 2023, and as they say in the classic, stuff is about to get serious.
Especially today.
Oh, it is unbelievable. Just to let you know what's going to be happening during the course of the today, we have got 4 free practice sessions for all of the drivers. That'll take us up until a lunch break. Thereafterwards, this afternoon, we have got qualifying 1, qualifying 2, and qualifying 3. We have a gaggle of commentators with us. Joining me, sitting right next to me, the legend of motorsport. Unfortunately, not racing this year, but he's going to give us his brilliant insights into the action is going to be. Franco Di Matteo. Franco, always good to see you. Great to have you in the box with me.
Oh, thank you for having me, Abad. Sasha, I think this year is going to be fantastic. Looking at the quality of cars out there, the guys have actually stepped up their game, and I think it's going to be brilliant. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, it is going to be phenomenal. Also, we've got a little bit of more international flavor this year. We've got Petter as well as Henning Solberg, Petter Solberg going to be going up in his WRX VW as well. And also, we have former Formula One driver Mika Salo, who's going to be in one of the AMG Mercedes. Also, let me just tell you, these cars are monsters. And speaking of monsters, we have from the most amazing YouTube channel, and if you don't follow it, please go and follow HillClimb Monsters. Rodrigo de Oliveira joining us all the way from Portugal. Rodrigo, great to have you. This is what we've been waiting for. Can you feel my excitement? How excited are you?
I am very excited indeed. It is a great pleasure to finally reach this day and watch the monsters in action, and what a show we have on our ends. Can't wait, and definitely the international flavor will spice things up.
Without a doubt, Rodrigo, and I mean your insights as well. You also are a big fan of the Simola Hill Climb. You regard it as something rather unique.
Yes, I do. Quite a lot, too. There is a lot of unique characteristics to this hill climb, from the bit of road used, how important launches are, the type of cars that thrive on it, the uniqueness of the cars, the whole entry list. It's interesting from top to bottom. So, and it's a fan favorite both online and and in person. So all the ingredients are there.
Yeah, I got to tell you, the fans are already coming in, Franco. Lots of people expected today. This morning, very, very overcast conditions. It seems to be clearing. I'm no meteorologist. They're predicting maybe a little bit of rain tomorrow. But today, it's all about getting the feel, the setup of what that road feels like.
Yeah, I think earlier this morning, and I was speaking to some of the other drivers, and they all got the same suggestion. I mean, the top drivers, it's going to be quite slippery this morning. I mean, the dew that's on the track, and it's cold. But I think by the second run and third run, it'll really come back to life again.
Yeah, very much so. We are already into our first qualifying session. We'll get to some track action in a short while. But Franco, yeah, we got some cars in the track. That looks like an Audi R8.
Right.
We've got road-going cars from Suzuki Swift Sports to electric BMWs, and we'll talk about BMW because it'll be a big celebration weekend and year for them as well. And then, of course, we've got single-seaters. And then, of course, the true monsters. Tons of Nissan GTRs coming out there. It's just a whole bunch of fun.
Now, like I said, these guys have actually upgraded their cars. I mean, from last year to this year, the guys have really done aero, horsepower. So, yeah, we'll talk about it as we go along.
The interesting thing, there we go, there's a little Suzuki Swift Sport. I'm very disappointed they didn't ask me, Franco, because that's the car that I drive.
Oh, we could have used those as a rental. We could have entered them.
There we go. There we go. A little Suzuki Swift Sport going up the hill as well. Just to give you an idea, if you're new to HillClimb racing, this is basically you against the clock, Franco. It's very different to circuit racing or rally racing. This is you. This is courage, commitment, focus, adrenaline.
Well, it's you, the clock, and the mountain. I mean, it looks like a flat road, but believe me, it's not a flat road. It's actually a hell of a uphill all the way. So, yeah, you got to commit, and you only get one chance. It's not like circuit racing where you have got 10 laps of catching up to do. Yeah, you've only got one stint, and that's it. If you don't do it in that stint, you're out. You go to the next, or if you make it to the next year.
Rodrigo, let's in Europe they have a championship when it comes to HillClimb racing. Do you get cars like this on our screen, just normal road-going cars, or is that not part of the agenda in Europe?
We have many championships because each country has a national championship, and then there's an overall European championship, which curiously there's a round, the Spanish round. It's being held this weekend too, and I have some guys filming there. But there are some road-going car classes on some championships. On the European Championship, for safety reasons and because the entry lists are too long, they are excluded. But for example, on the British Championship, the German Championship, they are very prevalent.
Okay. Rodrigo, I know we are just getting into this morning's action. Do you, out of the entry list that you've seen, do you have a favorite for yourself?
It would be a bit unfair given I know some of the drivers too. Well, and speaking of which, you have Di Matteo there with you, and he was he was driving one of my favorite cars last year. For this year, I am very partial to Peter Zille's MR2 and the R34 of Van Zoomer.
Okay, wonderful. So you see, Franco, you should have been on the track.
Should have been.
Yeah, Franco. Listen, your prediction, and you know, we got to take the single-seaters out because they're in a sort of class of their own. We're talking about the real monsters out there. Who do you think it's going to be between?
There's about 5 guys that I was thinking about it last night, and those 5 guys could be anybody. If I start mentioning names, should I mention names?
Mention, I need to know.
Go ahead.
Course, Franco Scribanti is one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Richard Ruetz.
Yes.
I was speaking to Wayne because I have Wade van Rummelen, and I've been racing with that man for many years, and I know what he's capable.
Yeah.
So I actually had a good chat to him to get his head right, because it just gets lost. He's a little bit of a dark horse, but I think he's there.
All right.
Joubert brothers don't
disappoint.
Don't throw them out, because if they can put it together, they will be up there.
Yeah.
So between those 4 or 5, and now Peter, I don't know how fast that car is going to be up the hill, but the launch will kill everybody. I mean, that's fantastic. So Yeah, you know what, the competitions, it's so tight this year. It's going to be very difficult to really predict the thing. I think we should just write it in a piece of paper and put it away and see how far out we are by the end of the day.
I think it's a great idea. We're seeing the Alpha going up. Here we got BMW going up. These are all just first runs for all of the drivers. We're going to see how everybody goes. At the moment, Garth McIntosh is the fastest man. That is in the McLaren 720S, which is just a beautiful car. You've got to be pretty brave to take your, 7 million rand car up a hill.
I'll tell you, to take a car up like that, well, you know what? You've got to enjoy life as well. I mean, you can't not enjoy it. So if you don't, what is life?
Good, very, very good point. Very good point.
Sasha, you asked me who do I predict. Who do you predict?
Listen, I must say, Peter Solberg in the WRX car off the line is going to be incredible. I just don't know once he gets to the bridge if he's got the torque that's going to push him up that hill.
Yeah.
But Scribante and Reichardt. Reichardt, every year when he comes here, he's always there, and then they always have some little mechanical or electronic little niggles. If that car works perfectly, I think Reichardt's going to be right up there.
100%.
Which should be a tremendous amount of fun. But I cannot wait to hear all of the noise from the Van Zoomeren cars.
All that banging.
That is just amazing. Just to let you know, if you are coming through to Knysna Festival today and tomorrow, up above the pits across the way, there are actually guys there, Franco, selling ear plugs. Because that's how loud it gets here at Simola HillClimb.
It sounds like a cannon going off. But that's what the people come to see at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Rodrigo, we're still in practice, and we've got quite a few practice sessions. We anticipate the track will get more rubbered in, and of course the times will come down. It is something very, very special, and your European viewers, do they embrace the Simola HillClimb as much as you anticipated?
They do, and the biggest proof for that it's the success. All videos I have posted through the years from Simola, how they were received, and up until now. And I was making some quick math last night, just so I wouldn't lie today. And just on YouTube, there is a total of around 24 or 25 million views combined from videos from Simola.
Sure.
And that's excluding Facebook and Instagram stuff. So in total, it should be over 50 million, something like that. So you can imagine that not only the European ones like it, I guess the North Americans too. And given the way my public is distributed, the Japanese public and the Australian public enjoy it too, a lot.
Which is amazing.
I can assure you that. I can assure.
It's amazing, because hopefully the Australians and the Japanese are watching into the early afternoons as well. Right
they
now.
They are.
Yeah.
I'm following the chat on my channel's live stream and all that, keeping up, and there are a number of North Americans and Japanese guys joining in.
Okay, listen, let's cross over. There's a little bit of delay on track action at the moment. It seems as though they're just checking debris. But a guy who was unbelievable in his final run last year, Robert Walk, is chatting with Colin.
I've got Robbie Volk with me. Robbie, first day today, first runs. What's going through your mind?
It's just all about getting the gearbox warm, getting the engine warm. I think just running through the sequence, I suppose, for the weekend. I mean, obviously, it's the first time we've come here with a new engine, new electronics. So, yeah, just about bedding in the car, and we'll progressively get into it today. I mean, there's 7 runs, so the first ones are just about getting a feel for it, and this afternoon we'll start pushing a bit.
Does the fact that we might have a little bit of rain overnight, does that play into how you go into the 2 qualifying runs today?
I think we have enough qualifyings to put a benchmark in place. So, I think it's about chipping away at it. I mean, last year we came here fresh out the box and we hadn't run the car, so at least we've done a lot of development work. We've run the car in a shakedown, so I think we're on the right footing to come here this weekend. So looking forward to it. I think we'll be able to do all the runs as well. So last year we missed a couple. So yeah, it's all about just getting those 7 runs in today and just chipping away at it.
It's going to be a great fight where you've got the younger driver and the older car, and then the older driver and the younger car, both British Hill Climb Championship winning cars, except yours didn't have the IndyCar engine in it.
No, about 20 years older. So I mean, obviously, yeah, the engine itself is obviously very different. IndyCar oval engine, so we've had a lot of modifications to get it right for this event. But I think, yeah, Greg and Bob have got it right, so it's running flawlessly now. Whether or not we've got the ratios right and the sequence, we'll have to see. But a 4-speed box, it's difficult to map it correctly. But yeah, I think we've got a good standard baseline.
You'll do good. Thanks, Robbie. Back to the track. Let the cars do the talking.
Back on track. Here we go, one of the BMWs. Just going through some of the comments that are coming through on the HillClimb Monsters YouTube page, as well as our pages as well. Steve says, I've yet to make it to the HillClimb, but it was in Neisner 2 weeks ago and drove up the hill. To put it into perspective, the rental car I was driving had to go up in second gear. It's steep.
Like I said, it looks like it's not such a hill. It's actually a mountain. It's not a hill, it's a mountain.
It is, and I mean, Franco, you're very experienced. You're a class winner at the Simola Hill Climb as well. Just going across the finish line, there we go, pretty rapid pace from the BMW. It is something where you have to be very, very careful with your setup, because you have what you call like negative camber corners.
Yeah, you know, first of all, it's quite bumpy, so it makes it very difficult. So you can't make the car too hard. And then you get negative camber, where you want the car to be stiff. So you got to get that car balanced out. Otherwise, it just doesn't go where you want it to go, you know. And this is one of the most... Look at that sideways,
nice.
yeah.
Nice and sideways.
So this is one of these tracks that are a driver circuit, a driver hill, and you got to pin it and you got to keep it on the black stuff, and that's very difficult.
Now, those who are watching, you will see as the Supra comes past, those little blue, they are very much like pool noodles that are on the side of the track. In hill climb racing, if you touch one of those noodles, your time immediately gets deleted.
Yeah.
So it doesn't help. Okay, let's all be quiet and let's listen to this. Okay, we're waiting. Okay, seems a little bit of a delay at the moment. Rodrigo, let's ask you, because we have BMW who are celebrating 50 years in South Africa. The only mark, or the first mark out of BMW stable to actually have a manufacturing plant outside of Germany. They're an incredibly popular brand in South Africa, and they're running a whole lot of electric vehicles this weekend. Is the electric vehicle market something that is growing in Europe in terms of hill climb racing, or not at all?
There were some attempts, but it's not easy, because even the rule book isn't very forgiving now about them. I know a couple guys who tries to bring some Teslas, and curious also some BMWs. But until now there are some issues. I believe, and I love variety. I believe there will be a space for them, and with some development, we will have some classes for electric cars. And I like to see the battle between combustion and the electric stuff. But we'll see. It's way more difficult to assess than some people might want to believe.
Well, there we go. There's an electric car. All you can hear is road noise, Franco.
That's all you're hearing.
And with the greatest respect to electric vehicles, at least this is a hill climb and it's not very long, so you know, the battery at least will last.
I think it'll last all the way. Yeah.
That is naughty. But anyway, okay, this is what it looks like. We're into free practice this morning. Here's another electric BMW and a big weekend. Yesterday in Classic Car Friday, we had 5 really historic BMWs on the track, most of them coming from their own personal museum, which was wonderful to see. And now, of course, we have a great variety of their electric vehicles that they have and seem to be gaining popularity.
Well, that is. And what's amazing on these cars, it's actually the pull-off. I mean, to me,
yes.
They go like an elastic band. It goes from 0 to 100 in like 3.2 seconds or 3.8 seconds. I mean, that's phenomenal.
Very quick. Okay, we are into our first free practice session. Here is a Ford Ranger Raptor, which is, also what we call in South Africa, Rodrigo, the buckies. Most people just call them trucks around the world. Is this also popular in Europe?
Not at all. This is something I love to. This is one of the aspects I love about Simola, and how excited everyone is for the Bakis. And like I said, as a fan of variety, this is great. And there's a lot of effort to drive one of these things properly, managing that eye of center of gravity and all that. It takes some skill.
We just do it a little bit different, Rodriguez. Come to Africa, we'll show you.
Well, we did speak to this I just love. I love BB Motors have turned a Nissan Patrol into, I think, the craziest SUV 4x4 ever. Wait till you see the front shot of this car. It's just bonkers, but it's amazing, Franco.
I mean, that's heavier than a tank. I mean,
look at this thing. Look at it.
Look at that front nose.
And I think it's got like a bazillion horsepower.
Yeah, they've upgraded those engines and turned the power to max.
That cannot be the easiest car to navigate up a hill.
You must understand that all race cars are very low. That's so top heavy. I think the guy's been around here a few times just to make sure that he can get it up the hill.
No, listen, it's wonderful stuff, and really. Where I'm staying in Neisner, he seems to be going very slowly.
Slow. Yeah.
Very slowly. Maybe a turbo pipe has come off.
Or something.
Or something. There is one, not that specific one, but there is one staying at the guest house where I am. And it's just quite a marvel to look at.
Yeah, I think it's got a different front end on that car, and it just makes it unique at the end of the day.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going very well.
Yeah.
At present. Oh, here we go.
Here's one of the first
crazy cars.
Yeah, and that's got a Mercedes V12 in it.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that's the Noble. So there we go. We got Macintosh still at a 48.6. It seems as though the Nissan Patrol made it to the top of the hill. And as you can see from those pictures, these cars with slightly heavier suspension you can see the bumps on the track. He's also going very slowly, so there could be a yellow flag out on track to tell everybody to slow down.
I think that truck never made it over the start and finish line, and they just let this go out by mistake. It looks like it.
You see, I think, you could be right. You could be right. Rather have your gremlins, Franco, in your free practice sessions.
100%. So now you can go back and do a little bit of work on it and see what's wrong. Sometimes just small things, a little boost, like you say, boost pipe, or just something small just unclipped itself. So you can get it going again now.
The frustrating thing, Rodrigo, I suppose, for any competitor when it comes to any form of racing, but specifically hill climb, because everything has to be perfect, are the small little issues that so many hours going to preparing these cars, and then unfortunately something goes wrong, and it's a worldwide phenomenon.
Yes, it is, and it's that's the nature of the beast. Motorsports are just like this, and HillClimb racing even more so, because you can be a whole year preparing a car, cramming all the horsepower, all the air, all the setup, vehicles and all that, and when the day comes, this little thing can happen and all the effort goes down the bridge. But on the opposite side, when things go right, I don't think there's many other things in life that can bring that much joy.
Spot on, Franco. Let's bring you on that point as well. When it goes right, and you've made it go right many times, what is that feeling like, especially when you pull off that line and you know, whoa, I've got that start. Now what does your brain do?
You are so focused. Okay, so as you pull off, I mean, just to get the start 100%, I mean, that's the biggest failure that you can have is on the start. Clutch, side shafts, anything can go wrong. So when you get that thing perfect, it's just a bit of a relief. But then you got to go back into it. You can't just relax in it because the corners are coming up, and you got to just keep on that focus. And this is, you cannot make a mistake. If you make a mistake, as you can see, you got the mountain on the one side and the cliff on the other side, and embankments. So if you make a mistake, you're going to be in serious trouble.
Coming up to that bridge, Franco, you can actually see how bumpy the track is.
Yeah. It doesn't look too bumpy, and like I said yesterday, 3 years ago when we ran late and we were running in the dark, you could actually see how the top cars actually bottom out, and it was actually spectacular when you can actually see all the sparks coming out from under the car. So it is fairly bumpy.
Yeah, quite amazing. This is free practice. You're seeing some cars going up at different kinds of speed. I just love this. This is the craziest thing. It's a BMW Z4, but it's not. Rodrigo, inside here is a NASCAR Hendrix engine. This has got to be one of the craziest cars I've ever seen.
Is it a full space frame chassis?
No.
Okay. Even more impressive then, because that took a lot of work to cram that. I imagine it's a 4.4 engine, maybe, or even a 5-liter. So there's some real work, and then I don't know. It sure sounds good. Let's see how it will be driven during the week.
It is driven by the father of the Giannaccaro family, though, Franco, and he loves his driving, but I don't understand how you can keep all of that power and get off the line efficiently.
The torque is the bigger issue here.
Yeah, it's too much, but also they've upgraded the engine, give it more power. Rodriguez, I actually said to him yesterday, if they just turned the power down a little bit, he would actually go faster. The car is so strong that the poor guy, I think, is a little bit weary on it.
Do you know if it's running traction control, state of the art?
It is running traction control on that, but like you said, the Rodriguez, that thing has got so much torque, and a very, very small tire. So whatever you do, it still just breaks away.
They're violent. Yeah, Rodrigo, you can see very, very hard suspensions on these cars to try and give them as much turning and less understeer as possible. We're now beginning to get into the classes where we have just brute force and huge noise. And I think that's the most exciting thing about any form of racing is the noise.
Proper.
45 straight off the bat.
Yeah,
that's the fastest time.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent time. Anton Cronier. This is a very impressive. This is a Polo, custom built. It's not built for any class of racing. Besides, just the person who built it wants to know how fast he can make a Polo. So very, very impressive. When you see it from the front, you'll see all of the aero that it has on the car. It's got this massive wing on the back, and quite a fun looking vehicle.
Well, the guy that actually built this actually did a fantastic job out of it. I mean, if you look inside and everything, you can actually eat out of it. And I just hope he can drive it the same as what the car looks like. But it's actually a beautiful car, that.
Yeah, stunning vehicle. I think we're taking a little bit easy going up on the first run. Just make sure everything
It would be
is
very
working.
popular in Europe.
Yes, I think so. This is a kind of car that I think would be attractive anywhere in the world on a hill climb. A lot of fun.
You can actually see, like I said right in the beginning, that the track is a bit damp and cold, and you could see that car sliding around a little bit. Okay, he's on a 51.37. That should put him second on the line.
Here is a talented young driver, part of the VW Academy, Jonathan Mokotsi. Races in the GTC series in South Africa, and this is one of the Golfs. So let's see what this young man can do. Very talented young guy, Franco.
He is very talented. He's come in the Super Polos there. I mean, he's fantastic. He's one of the top little drivers.
Yeah. Great launch there as well. So nice little first run. Also, most of these cars won't have tire warmers until you get to the big boys.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think they're allowed. I must actually find out on the rules on the lower classes. I don't think they're allowed. But the little guy drives it very well. And you see
a little bit of a squiggle under braking, but probably everything a little bit cold as well.
100%, and the road is bumpy, so it just makes it more exciting to see things like that.
Because also that's the trick of hill climb racing. You might be able to warm up your tires just a little bit, Franco, but the whole thing about it is your brakes are cold, everything else is not optimum, and it's a very quick and short run.
You must understand, even if you've got tire warmers, by the time you get to the first corner, the tires have dropped by 20 degrees at least. So it's not optimum, but the guys do the best at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a pretty respectable time from Jonathan Mokotsi, a 48.9 in his first run. An identical car going out as well, all part of the VW group as well. And of course VW have brought out the Henning, the Solberg brothers, Petter and Henning. And I think the crowd and everybody viewing is quite interested. Look at that.
Put in a sideways shot,
yeah. I think I'm very excited and interested to see what the WRX car can do.
Yeah. We're all excited. We're all waiting for it.
Exactly. So we're getting another one of the Nobles going up.
I think
it's a rerun.
And I actually made a mistake by saying it's a V12. No, it's actually a V8, 6.2 litre V8. Mercedes motor in there.
Yeah. Now, Rodrigo, let's talk the Noble. I mean, very much a South African kind of developed car. Do you see any of these in Europe?
The Noble, yes, but mainly in the United Kingdom, where they are built. And Lee Noble was the guy that designed them from the start. I have a couple of friends with doing time attack with M400s.
Oh wow, okay. 45-0. Very nice. Peter Hubert. Now, is this Clint Weston or is this Mika Salo?
Number 40. Clint Weston.
Yeah, Clint Weston going out. This is the Mercedes AMG. It is a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo. Now, Clint Weston runs the driver academy for Mercedes AMG in South Africa. He knows these cars backwards.
I think he's done more laps than everybody put together in a Mercedes.
Without a doubt.
And he's a brilliant driver, so it just all works together at the end of the day. So let's see what he can really do.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. I mean, as you say, he knows these cars extremely well. Next up, if we're not mistaken, should be Mika Salo in the identical car.
Well, that's what it says on the program. Let's see who's next.
Yeah, let's see what Clint Weston can do. Very impressive time of 47.6 for a first run. That's incredible. Here we go. This is what we've been waiting for. Petter Solberg.
Impressive.
Let's just listen to this. Let's listen to this.
1.99 seconds. Power, yeah.
199 k's.
Up the hill.
Yeah, he's not holding anything out
Not
there.
holding back, nothing there.
He's just saying, you know what, I'm in South Africa, I'm going to do something. Let's, didn't get you there. 40.867. 40.867. That scared that VW off the track. That is a first run.
I think he's given up. He said, I'm
Exactly.
going home.
That is unbelievable. I mean, that's Rodrigo. That is what we've been waiting. I've got cold shivers. That was insane.
I was keeping quiet when you were talking about the polo earlier, because I am quite familiar with the car, having seen it quite a few times during its rallycross era. The only limitation there, I think, it's how much the VW mechanics are willing to let go of the restrictors. If they really want to let them go and let the power creep upwards, and I'm sure they will, we're in for quite a show.
I cannot stop laughing. I just want to give a perspective of this time for people who are watching maybe for the first time. He's done a 40.8, which is the first run of the morning on a pretty cold track. Okay? Slippery track. Everything's a little bit cold. That is probably the 4th or 5th fastest time that has ever been set.
Yeah, I mean, a few years ago, I finished 2nd overall, and I did a 40.2. This guy goes out on the first run, and he does a 40.8.
That's why he is Petter Solberg. Rodrigo, and I know we spoke last week, I so wish you were here with us in Neisner, and we've got to definitely pencil it in for 2024, because you've got to come down and feel this excitement. Even though we're stuck in a room, we're very close to the track on our right-hand side. I really wish you were here with us.
I wish to, and that was the plan initially, but life got in the way in some manners, sadly. But there will be more opportunities, and hopefully not only once. I will try to make it a habit, because that's the kind of show a guy like me just doesn't want to miss.
Oh man! Well, I know you are such an advocate and an ambassador for HillClimb racing, and such a fan of Simola. So it is a real privilege to have you along with us. And I mean, the day has only just begun, and we've just seen something remarkable. So it can only get better.
If it started off like this, I'd like to see by the end of tomorrow what it's all about. I promise you.
Wow.
I mean, and to think about it, I don't think that Peter has ever been up this hill.
He's never.
I mean,
that was the first time he's ever driven up here.
And you know how difficult it is.
Well, clearly. Okay,
not for him.
Yeah. Here we go, another one of the road-going cars. It's become quite popular in South Africa, the Hyundai i30N.
Yeah.
Very, very good-looking car, and got some impressive power.
Very impressive power, and very, you know what, very well priced as well. I mean, it's a fantastic little car at the end of the day. A friend of mine drives it, and they're very impressive.
Very nice.
160 k's an hour.
They're only 39 slower than Petter Solberg. You know, what's 39 k's between kph between some friends? I think it's just remarkable. I'm sure there are a lot of giggles in the pit lane at present. Everyone looking at the timing screens, going, "What? What was that?"
I think there's more than giggles in there. I think there's more like worries, because I mean, if this man does it on the first run, probably old tires and all sorts of things. If they're going to take the boost up a little bit more, I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
You guys
Wonderful.
have no idea.
Yeah, that's for sure. This is a Scooby with a huge wing on the back, going to be making its way. So the gap at the moment in Class B3, something squirreled there. Petter Solberg is in Class B3. Anton Cornier is also in Class B3. Only 4.17 seconds over Less than 2 kilometers.
Kilometers. Yeah.
It's wonderful.
You must understand the acceleration on that car is, and the guy, we saw he can actually drive that car to its limits on the first run.
This is not going very fast.
Nah, I don't know what's happening to her.
Yeah, not going very fast at present. Maybe a couple of little niggles. But the whole thing is, it's first free practice. You got to try and iron out any kind of issues that you have, and these things do creep in at any unforgiving moment. Seems to be a little bit more pacey coming up the top end of the hill. Just under 1 minute for the Subaru. Let's get back. Yeah.
This is the
Proper machine now.
Yeah, this is crazy. Rodrigo, you know this one?
I know it quite well.
Charles.
It's the J35 powered Exige of one of the Joubert.
Yeah, that's Charles de Beer, yeah, with a Honda engine in it, Rodriguez.
Yeah.
It's the J35, which is a V6 from Honda Accord. Not the most usual swap, but a very effective one when joined by a very big turbo.
Yeah, giant
turbo, and they really push the boost up on those cars.
And a giant rear wing as well.
Yeah.
Quicker through the section than Peter Solberg, but
43. Yeah,
yes,
3 and
pretty
3.6.
decent.
Yeah.
Pretty decent. Charles Joubert.
For his first
I think the
run.
gauntlet has been thrown because after Peter got such a low chrono, everyone just feels the pressure, and we'll see the fastest first runs ever in Simola.
I couldn't agree with you more. Those who went out gently before Peter Solberg are going, oh, wasted opportunity. Franco, it reminds me of you. You also like to go out flat out.
Oh, look at that car, Solberg. Yeah, like I said yesterday, I put the gauntlet down on the first run and then let everybody catch up.
The amazing thing is that there will be drivers going, oh no, the track's a little bit green, it's not there's not too much grip. Yes, there are different kinds of cars and different kinds of setups. However, the benchmark has been set very early. Yeah, this is noise. Yeah, we're just going to listen to noise. Here we go, Rodrigo, I can see you smiling.
This is your car, my friend.
Let's listen.
For once, he's not running off the circuit, eh? He's taking it a bit easy, I can see that. I mean, Wade actually drives harder than that.
Just listen behind us. Here we go. Shh. Here we go.
They're not banging as hard as last year.
That's quick.
228 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Franco, don't forget, last year you were standing out there and you could hear it. Now you got headphones on and you're in a cubicle. Believe you me, it's loud out there.
That's the reason I've got the headphones
There we go. Rodrigo, this is just, I mean, music to everyone's ears.
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm trying not to swear. But yes.
Oh, listen. I think you can hear that. Listen to this.
That's his father and 2 sons, eh?
Yep.
Long live the RB26.
Without
In this case,
a
should
doubt.
be RB28 or RB30.
Yeah, this car's not that modified like the father and the other Wade's car.
Yeah. But still mighty impressive.
Impressive.
Very impressive. Martin van Zumeren did a 43.9. Wade did a 44.7. So, yeah, they're also laying down a couple of gauntlets, but Charles Joubert is a full second faster than those others in their group. Oh, it's
Peter
another
Zilli
one.
did the 44. We did not see him.
Whoa, that was close.
I mean, tell us a little bit about that corner, Franco, because you can get it horribly wrong there.
That corner is actually deceiving because you think you could go flat out through there, and it's negative camber on it. So as soon as you go off that, on the positive side of the road, you actually on the left-hand side, you're actually running off the circuit, and there's no way that you can hold it back. So you have to be very careful of holding it on line.
And it seems, listen to that turbo. It seems as though like that mountain all of a sudden is pulling you towards it.
Towards the
Still very impressive.
100%.
Very impressive.
Oh, Evans.
So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to open our door.
Just to get some sound in.
Just so that you know, you get just an idea of it. So let's let this GTR go up, and then for the next one, because we've got Reggie Roots coming up in a short while, we've got Franco Scribante coming.
Are coming through. Yeah.
So I'm just going to open up the door a little. All right, we got our trackside commentators. I've opened the door as well. The Scribante brothers, Aldo and Silvio, they've done a huge amount of work to these Audis. Much lighter, they've got a bottom floor in it as well. These should be a lot faster than last year.
I think so, because they've also gone to sequential boxes and that. So I was speaking to Aldo, and he says he's not used to the sequential. It makes it a little bit awkward, but he'll get used to it. And they've done a lot of aero on it as well. Sounds awesome.
Very impressive too.
Yeah, I think you can hear it a little bit better, Rodrigo. Does that? Are you picking it up?
Oh yeah. But I was saying these S4s from the Scribante brothers, they sound damn awesome.
The cars are very fast, and they're good drivers as well. I mean, Silvia just won the SAES championship, so
Yeah.
guys are good.
Now that's some noise. That's R8 Audi, super impressive vehicle in any kind of guise. You know, road going, on track, brilliant car. A little bit sideways. It seems though the tires are a little bit cold. Aldo Scribante goes up in a 44.6. I think Peter Solberg has, as Rodrigo said and you've said as well, Franco, I think he's basically said to everybody, you know what, we're coming here to race. So you know what, forget about this pussyfooting around.
Yeah.
Here we go. Franco!
Well, now we'll get a good indication of who's who.
I mean, this car is just bonkers, but beautiful.
It's crazy with that big wing, but that seems to work. It actually works for Franco. I mean, the horsepower that he's making and the handling, it seems to work for him.
And incredibly, I just love the color. He's changed the color. It's got this military green look to it. Very impressive. I like it with the door open. I don't know what our director thinks, but I'm very happy with the door open.
Well, it gives us a bit of insight what's going on the outside.
Franco Scribante pushes in a 42.6, so that's pretty impressive.
Not bad for his first run.
Yeah, he's lying second at the moment. Rodrigo, you've been following the Franco Scribante and his Nissan for quite a few years. Still a very impressive monster vehicle.
It is, and I think there's still quite a lot of potential to one part on that thing. There's so much power. It's so difficult to put all that power to the ground, even the air, while it works. It's a bit experimental, so there are a lot of ways that they can improve the car, and with that much horsepower, there always will be. But I think that's part of the challenge, and I think with Mark, one of the engineers of the car.
There's Richard Roots, and we anticipate a big battle between him and Franco Scribante this weekend.
I think the main race is going to be between these two cars. If nothing goes wrong with them, I think it's going to be awesome. And I think Reggie is going to do the same as what I would say, just put the gauntlet down and see if we can do something with Peter. It looks like he's going for it.
Yeah, and that is Richard's style of driving as well.
He's like me. He's not going to hold back on the first run, just to make sure. And believe me, he's
no
not.
No ways!
Yeah, bro.
Rodrigo, how is that for a first time?
God damn. Like I said, this is the fastest first run ever on Simola.
39.5. That's 3 seconds quicker than Scribante. Scribante's best time around here is a 38. I've just lost my. Is a 38.1.
And this is his first run, and you must understand that Richard Roots has been practicing on those tires at one of the tracks.
So those aren't even fresh rubber?
Tires. No, it's not. And I know they've done quite a lot of laps on them. So,
man, this is just... You couldn't start the day better. You couldn't start the day better.
Imagine how it's going to end. Now, this is one of the backdrafts built in Durban that have got a turbocharged motor in it. And Mike McCaughlin is going to see what you can really do with it.
You can hear that turbo singing along. It looks like a difficult car in terms of handling, but it looks light.
It looks right. They're nimble, but they make so much horsepower, and the chassis is not really built for that sort of horsepower. But you know what? The guys have actually done a good job at this end of the day.
Yes, Rui Campos going up. He won yesterday in his classic car Friday. A Campos driver. I mean, these are cars that he's raced for years and years and years and just loves still driving it.
He knows these cars like the back of his hand. And I see, he's gone a little bit wide there, but I saw on the lap of the corner before, I mean, he's not even pushing it. He had so much road to use, so he's just taking it easy.
Richard Roots. Oh, listen to that. Something at the start line at the moment.
This is Devin Robinson.
Yes.
He actually blew his engine on his car, and Craig Zank actually gave him the car to go and race. So he's only had a few laps. So
that's not looking good.
That's a tire rubbing or turbo going. One of the two. I can't see too clear.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have affected the... Could be...
I thought it was one of the open wheelers.
We have had a couple of times that have been deleted so far from the practice one. And of course, this is practice one. Only a few cars, and we have an incredible 83 cars in the King of the Hill for today, and then of course tomorrow, once we get into the class finals, we bring it down. But 83 cars this year.
Yeah, but to me, it's the level of the cars that actually are very impressive.
Very much so.
In the last 5 years, I think this is one of the best I've ever seen of guys upgrading their cars.
These single seaters, if they get off the line, they really have a good shot.
They
weigh nothing.
They're like 500 kilos. They make 100 or 250 horsepower, and they purposely built the HillClimb cars.
So Devin Robinson He's in one of the single seaters. He's done a 40.8. No one close to Reggie Woods in a 39.5.
He's just put that car, and I believe he's got lots of speed still coming out of that car.
I think this is Megan Velak.
That's right.
In this crazy Suzuki. All right, Megan Velak. Rodrigo, do you know anything about this little crazy Suzuki car?
Yes, I do know. We have quite a few here in Portugal. We have a whole championship rallycross before them, and I have a nephew who is watching races on that championship. It's one of those things.
Crazy, wonderful. Robbie Walk. And yes, this is a relatively old car, but if he gets this right this weekend, I think he might be able to challenge someone like Andre Bezuidenhout.
That's a purposely built car for HillClimb. They bought the car for the engine, and the next minute they've taken the engine out and put it into another car, and they've actually got a Toyota Infinity.
A Nissan Infinity,
Nissan Infinity.
V8
car,
V8
the motor in there that revs to 11,000 RPM.
Incredible. Here's Ian Schofield, very, very slow off the line. He had a brilliant day yesterday, Classic Car Friday, but he's going to go there. Robbie Walk has gone fastest at 39.3. That's 2/10 quicker, but that's a great start. And that's going to lay down also a marker for Andre Bezuidenhout.
100%. But wait, Andre Bezuidenhout will be there.
Yes. Rodrigo, single-seater cars in the hill climbs in Europe, is that also very, very popular?
Oh yes, I just don't. My channel is not focused on them, but they are massively popular. Both the open wheelers and the 4 prototypes, they are massively popular. They are the ones fighting for the overall wins on the races, and there are 2 names that probably you will start hearing, you will start seeing on the comments, which are the 2 greatest HillClimb drivers in Europe, which are Christian Merli and Simone Fagioli. Keep an eye on that, because people will start wanting to see them on Simola.
Phenomenal. Beautiful looking car of Andre Bezuidenhout. That is the whole field. We're just waiting for Andre's time to come through. Wasn't spectacular off the line. He goes fastest. Oh my word. A 37.2 for Andre Bezuidenhout. And I must... Peter Solberg shook up this field in such a way, and Rodrigo called it and said this is going to be the fastest practice one in the history of Simola. That was impressive, Rodrigo.
It was mighty impressive, I have to say.
Wonderful, wonderful stuff. So, sure. Andre Bezuidenhout at 37.2. Last year, his fastest was a 34.1. Okay.
That's the fastest anybody's ever been.
Ever. Robbie Walk second. Regardt Roots, just to give you, we got a little bit of inside information. No launch control, okay. No new tires. So and he pumped in a 39. A 39.
You know, in the last 5 years that I've been racing here, I have never ever seen any car break the 40s on the first run.
Usually it happens on a Sunday.
On the last run.
Wow.
I'm actually shocked. I mean, that's the level of preparation that these guys have put into their cars. And yeah, there's the results.
It's wonderful stuff. So, Rodrigo, what happens now, and I'm sure you're familiar, but maybe for those who don't know, all of the cars are now at the top of the hill, okay, and once scrutineers have said, okay, they all make their way down the hill at a very, very slow pace, back into their pit garages, and then from there we go into, we have got second free practice. Okay, so... that's what's going to happen now. Yeah. Fortunately, no incidents. We just saw the one Golf go off the track. on its own steam. So something actually went wrong in the car. There were one or two cars, Franco, that seemed to be a little bit slow up the hill. So a couple of little niggles, and hopefully they're small little issues that they can get fixed for the next run.
Yeah, I just, to come all this way, I mean, guys have come from far, and just to come here and have problems after problems, you don't really want that, and I don't wish it on anybody. But small things do happen.
Yes.
Let's fix them. Let's get back onto the circuit. Let's go again.
It is amazing, and we've got a wonderful crowd out here ready on this Saturday morning. Let's cross over to our wonderful, majestical roving reporter, Colin Hasty. He is in the pit lane at the Van Zumeren garage. Rodrigo, you'll be happy to hear what they have to say.
Oh, yeah.
One of our favorite drivers, Wade Van Zumeren. Spectacular as always, but that's just a warm-up. That's a sighter.
Yes, no, just to get used to the track again. It's been a year since we've been here, so just taking it easy, just to get a feel again.
What have you done to the car since last year?
Change a few things, a turbo and that, so hopefully it drives a bit better, and then we'll see by tomorrow if it's working.
Well, all the best. It is one of Europe's favorite cars, along with Martin. It's totally spectacular. You're going to entertain us this year, aren't you?
I hope so.
Good man. Go Wade. Wayne Van Zumeren. We've got Martin Van Zumeren car over there. And then the most amazing Toyota MR2 in the world. Peter Zeely, sorry to interrupt you with your sandwich. How was this is warm-ups. This is get the driver into the thing. Check out the car. How did it go?
As expected. So the car weighs half what it weighed when I started, because I scrubbed away the bottom. No, the aero is just too much, and the bumps. So we're going to lift the car. We have to, which is a pity, because then we lose aero.
Well, it's one of those, you've got 5 runs today, and it's one of those where you've got the balance. Do you want the aero or do you want the bounciness, and which will bring you the time? You won't know until you've tried it.
I want the car to be in one piece.
We want you to be in one piece as well.
No, but it's working. So it's got loads of grip. So I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you, Peter. Good luck. We're going to go this way and try and show you the cars as we get here. Martin Van Zumeren.
How are you?
Are we great? How are you?
Oh, very good, thanks. Good to be back here.
It's so nice that you've brought one of my favorite cars with that exhaust at the start line. Is magnificent.
Enjoying it, yeah. At least we got it going again. We had the same problem again as we had the previous year, but at least Steve Clark managed to sort it out for us.
And you've got it sorted now?
Yes, we're happy.
What sort of times do you expect to get down to?
Well, I hope we can get to low 40s, but it's a bit bumpy, but we'll try our best.
But you're going to entertain us.
That's the main thing. So have fun.
Lovely, good man. Thank you, Martin. Martin Van Zumeren, Franco Scripanti just come back. We're going to try and go up here and show you even more of the cars. We have a look at... just magnificence of the engine. Scripanti coming back in here. Silvio Scripanti with one of the Audis. We'll have a quick word with him. Silvio, come and tell us, that was just a warm-up run, but how did it go?
Yeah, look, it was our first run. I didn't even launch off the line. I just rolled it off and just got to get grips with the track. You know what I mean? I only did 3 runs last year, and I didn't really have enough time in this car due to a mechanical failure last year. So I just wanted to, I think this run and the next run I'm going to build, and then from run 3 I'll be giving it absolute full taps.
That's a sensible way to approach it, and so much of this race is the 13 or 14 steps, the runs into the top 10 at the end.
You don't win it on the first run, Colin. You know, you got to build, and let's face it, the runs only start at 2 o'clock today, is what counts, right? Yeah. So I'm going to build for that quali 1 at 2 p.m. and build from there. Had a bit of a misfire as well in the car, so we're going to just fine-tune it and get my driving fine-tuned for quali 1.
Awesome, thanks, good luck. It's a great thing where you've got to tune the driver, tune the car, and tune everybody. We're going all the way up here through the madding crowds, and we'll get Aldo Scribanti's car over here. They've done a lot of work on the aero to try and get rid of the understeer on the car. Lots of carbon fiber. We love carbon fiber, splitter, winglet, exits. There's Aldo. Let's quickly have a word with him. Aldo, the helmet is even carbon fiber. There's carbon fiber for days on this car. We love it.
Yeah, we absolutely love the event, Colin. We look forward to it the whole year, and it's just great to be here. Ian Shrosby and the organisers are wonderful. Wonderful event. We wish we had more of these in the year.
We should have one at least once a month.
I couldn't agree with you more. 100%.
We'll talk to you and see what you do. The car, you've done a lot of aero work and some other tricks. Tell us about it.
Man, last year we were battling with a turn-in on the four-wheel drive. So we got Quinsley Sail to help us with a bit of aero on the front. So we've developed more downforce on the front, and still early days. The track was a little bit slippery, but I think a few more sessions and I'll see what it's doing up the hill. I can't really comment now, but it definitely feels good so far.
We've got to warm the car up and warm the driver up.
Oh, 100%, yes.
Good man. Thanks. Good luck.
Thanks, Colin.
And he's still sitting in the car. We're going to duck right in here and see if we can... Even if he's sitting in the car, it'd be cool to talk to him. Franco Scribanti, it's hot in here. The car's proper warm now.
It's toasty in here.
And that was just a basic, don't launch it, to get it off gently off the line and see what it looks like.
Yeah, there was like a 60% run up the hill, no launch, just to get in tune again and get everything warmed up and up to temperature.
The first part of your program.
First part of the game plan.
The game plan! Because we've come to the finest coronation event in the world. It's 2 days, and there will be 3 kings crowned on Sunday afternoon. King of the Hill in the modified saloons, King of the Hill in the single-seaters, and King of the Hill in standard production cars. This is the real coronation. Let's go and look at some more princes who may become kings. Franco's the reigning champion, one of our other favorites. Stevie Clark,
how's it going?
Your backdraft ran properly today, huh?
Yes, yeah, it's Mike's first run. Mike's first run, you know. I'm very happy.
Sorry, we just have the pit.
Boy, something happened there. There's so much excitement in the pit lane over there. I hope Ari, our cameraman, is okay. Rodrigo, I want to bring you in here. Listening to some of the comments, specifically Franco Scribante at the end saying his game plan. You, even on, I think anybody watching, you can feel that there's this element of needle, this element of tension before the amongst some of the drivers.
There is, but I think some of their plans have been thwarted by how aggressively both Peter Solberg and Gerhard Roth started today, because everyone thought they were on the same page and going slower, but then there were 2 guys that just decided to throw that out of the window. So everyone is just going, okay, let's see how it goes.
Let's reset. Okay, let's cross over back. Colin has got Gerhard Roots with him with an incredibly impressive first free practice run.
Reggie Roots, how's that for a warm-up?
Yeah, I decided already before we came here that the first run I'm going to push and go, you know, just to get your mind into it. I don't like to start slowly, you know, to start fast and quick and know exactly where we're at. And it's all good. It's exactly how I predicted the car to be, and we took some gambles and they paid off. So I think we're in for a shot.
I think you and Peter Solberg had a similar kind of thing. Just put it out there, lay down a time and show us what you got.
Yeah, look, when I saw him go, I knew I have to. You know, it's duck or no dinner. You know, it's early days, but it's nice just to get into the groove early. You know where we're at.
Car perfect. What adjustments you're going to make for the next run? You're going to wind it up a little bit?
No, the boost is all good. We're running quite a bit of boost, and that's the engine's strong. I've got a little bit in hand for tomorrow. little tire pressure changes, dampers, maybe slightly the ride height. It's just bottoming slightly, but nothing big. We're there. We're in the ballpark.
And even if it was big, you're not going to tell me, really, are you?
No, I won't tell you.
It's duck or no dinner. Go, you good thing. While we're here, Mike McLaughlin, your Euro HillClimb rookie.
Yeah, that's it.
So is your car. It's got the LS7 in it. You've just come off leading an SA endurance race on legitimate pace, passing a proper GT3 car. How does that same endurance car go up a hill?
Yeah, I'm impressed. The cars, it felt good. Reggie was giving me some tips last night, and the one thing he said is that everything comes up like a lot quicker than you think. So I just need to get my orientation right. The car felt really good. It wants to go. So yeah, we just start off on a sort of just a solid foundation, and we'll hopefully build on that for the rest of the weekend.
Lovely to see all the Backdraft boys here and Tony Martin. It would have been nice to have Brian Martin, but apparently he thinks golf is more important than motor racing.
Yeah, please have a word with Brian.
We will, definitely. Good luck. We'll talk again. We're going to go out here, and Ari, for those of you who may have seen, we had some interesting encounters with racing cars in the pits, because the pits is a busy place here. Before he even gets out of the car, Rui Campos, that was a nice warm-up. It was a good start for you.
Yeah, look, faster than last year by a second on the first run, so I'm a lot lighter.
Unfortunately, a little bit of an audio issue there with Rui Campos and Colin Hasty. But, I mean, Rui Campos also second quicker than last year already. Solberg and Roots definitely have shaken up the cage.
Yeah, I think every year, like White van Zoomen and we were saying, they slowly go up. But I think this guy, Peter, came here and just said, yeah, we do it differently overseas. We put a pace up right from the start. And I think Reggie looked at it and he said, I can do the same.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Rodrigo, also, I mean, in HillClimb events in Europe, they're free practice sessions like we've just experienced with our first one. Is it also a build-up, or do you have some of those kind of drivers like a Franco Di Matteo that sit next to me, or a Peter Solberg who just sit there and say, first run is the one that matters, I'm going flat out, and do they lay a benchmark, or is it more a progression?
It goes case by case, and there are different approaches. The guys coming from rallying tend to be, or from rallycross tend to be the more aggressive guys. Those, either if it can be a practice run or a racing run, and they're always going flat out. The guys coming from circuit racing, they are way more gentle with their approach. And then there are the veterans which do some dirty tricks, which is a funny thing to watch. Just to give an example, you can take for example Reto Meisel with the SLK Judd V8, one of the most popular cars. And if you see the practice runs, you think that the guy is always being slow. He isn't. What happens is that he is going flat out all the way, and then as soon as he's about 300, 200 meters from the finish line, he just crawls until reaching the finish line. So he doesn't reveal how fast he is during the practice.
Tactics.
Yeah, tactics. And I mean, it also becomes a very psychological game, because now people have to reset Franco. Things have changed. As you know, this is the first time we've seen it since the history of Simola that all of a sudden benchmarks have been laid down now. Is there a reset, or do you stick to your game plan?
No, I think they stick to their game plan. They don't change unless something goes wrong. But like Peter, I think he's still got a few seconds in hand. And Reggie, Franco Scribanti's got plenty up his sleeve. I mean, that car, they'll just turn the boost up and it'll just fly up that hill. I mean, I saw he did about 222 or 29. Yeah. That car's got another 40 Ks in hand. So Yeah, I mean, it makes 1,500 horsepower. I mean, he's got lots to play with, yes.
Yeah, we're waiting for free practice 2 that is going to be coming up in a short while. Everyone's going to get themselves ready. They have a little bit of a break. The turnaround time is quite quick, Franco. So if you do have those little niggles, you are entitled to miss out on a free practice session, but it is going to definitely hinder your progress.
Yeah, I think the guys that actually missed 1 or 2 practices, they're a little bit on the back foot, because, I mean, every run you got something to do, and if you're happy with the car, then fine, but if you've got niggly things to fix, it's very difficult to come back.
I know Colin was speaking to Peter Zealy. I don't recall seeing the car going up the hill. Also, Mika Salo we haven't seen go out as well. So, you know, there could be 1 or 2 issues. Salo might have been a little bit late. Okay.
The Ferrari swapped the Exige. I didn't see it either.
Yeah. Well, Colin Hastie's actually walking into our studio. Cole, just tell us exactly what happened with Peter Zealy and Mika Salo.
Zealy did get a time.
Okay, we didn't see it. Amazing.
Phone.
No, that doesn't matter. But Mika Salo, did he go out?
Yeah, I think he hit a pylon, so his time was disallowed.
Oh, is that why? Okay, so 1 or 2 of the screens we didn't pick up.
Everybody went out. Everybody's warmed up nicely. They've got a game plan. They've got a run plan. The 2.
Colin, come on. Before you carry on here, let's be honest. When that time was set by Peter Solberg,
a whole lot of eyes got opened.
I mean, we laughed for about 5 minutes, all of us, plus Rodrigo.
That's why we missed the.
That's why we missed Zealy, I think. We were just in hysterics because we were like, "What has just happened at Simola HillClimb?"
It was
amazing.
But just seeing him come up to the line and in the pit lane as well, proper focus, eyes.
Incredible.
On the scene, and they've come to race. They've come to win.
Without a doubt.
The thing with that I think one of the biggest advantages that Solberg's got is all the experience that is from rallying and the WRX stuff, that he can pin it right from the beginning. And then talking to Reggie, he said that when he saw Solberg's time, he had to boom, put it there. The other guys are going for, they're building up to it. Yeah. The other race to watch is at Robbie Walk in that Pulby.
Yes.
Number 1, it's the second finest sounding car in the hill. You know which is the finest sounding car.
The Scarlet.
Van Zumeren.
Yeah, the yellow one. So watch for the yellow Van Zumeren car. I'm going to do an exhaust can thing with that. Stand at the exhaust and get blown away.
Well, I tell you, Rodrigo's feeling the atmosphere through the TV and the speakers, etc. So what we have actually done is we've opened our door here in our studio so that he also can feel the ambience and the just craziness of the cars in the line. And let's bring you in, Rodrigo. I mean, it was quite a fabulous first session.
It was. I wasn't expecting to see the number of the guys just going flat out straight away, and most of all, it's fantastic to check in again with the Simola monsters, because we have only one time during the year to really watch them being driven flat out, and that's something that should be corrected in the future. There should be a HillClimb series in South Africa, I believe.
Well, we've been talking to the guys in the pit lane, and Martin Van Zimeren says we need one at least once a month.
And the thing is also, Rodrigo, we're a big country and we've got such spectacular roads where you can actually hold, never mind Simola, anywhere in the country. And it would be wonderful to have a series of, let's say, 5 or 6.
I wouldn't even say that much. I have some experience in trying to jumpstart a HillClimb series, and let's say 3 to start to dip your toes into the water. I think At 3 and let's say I would throw my hat into the ring, and I would help with promotion if needed, because I know that this is a winning product. Simola has a bunch of potential. The entry list is always fantastic. Sponsors seem to like the race too, so the ingredients are there.
Yeah, very much so. It is something that we should all put our heads together and come up with a wonderful plan.
Okay, I'm going to go away.
All right, bye, Colin. There we go.
Thanks,
Thank you very much. There we go. Colin Hasty going to be making his way into the pit lane with his very accomplished cameraman Ari, and we'll get ready for free practice 2 that's going to be coming up in a short while. Loads of comments coming through on all of the social media platforms as well, so keep them coming on, and also share amongst everybody. And specifically, if you aren't subscribed to raceday.tv, please go and subscribe, and also to HillClimb Monsters, because Rodriguez's channel just highlights every hill climb all around the world, specifically Europe as well. So there's just so much action that's on there.
He does a fantastic job. If you go onto their site, I tell you, you can't stop watching. It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
You go down the rabbit hole of HillClimb Monsters YouTube page, and you might surface next year. That's how much content there is there as well.
Well done, my boy.
Yeah, Rodrigo, it takes a lot of work, but it's a tremendous amount of passion that you have for this as well.
Well, I wake up and I'm thinking about HillClimb racing, and I go to sleep and thinking about HillClimb racing. I am. it's just like that. And if I did not have the channel, it would be just the same. It's a lifelong passion, and I'm just happy that I could turn that into the way I sustain myself. Not many can.
Sorry there, Rodrigo. Back to track action. Here we go. The magnificent McLaren 720S out on the track. We've got one of the Shelby Mustangs going out there as well. Brute power, Franco, but not the most gracious handling vehicle.
The car is a bit top heavy, I would say, but that's Paige racing that car. And I mean, that's 780 horsepower or something like that. I'll have to look at it, but she handles it very well as well.
I just got a lovely comment from Essex County Photo. Say, greetings from the UK. Keep up the great work. Yours is the only King event I'll be watching today. Love that comment. Yeah, the Shelby's coming in great force this weekend. Yesterday also Classic Car Friday. But today, of course, got a couple of brute monsters. There's a Cabrio Shelby going out on circuit as well. These are more the road-going cars, and we do have various categories that all of them, of course, are trying to win a class. You know, you can't compete with everybody, but you still have a chance to win your class.
And the nice thing about these V8s, I mean, yeah, they all make big horsepower, but the cars are very heavy. I mean, it's 1,700 and something kilos. I mean, that's the little bit of a downfall. But who worries about the weight when you've got such a horsepower underneath your foot?
Yeah, that's for sure. So just having a look, everyone, yes, they might be on a game plan, but Garth McIntosh has gone 2 seconds faster than he did. So Peter Solberg woke up Simola HillClimb, and I think everybody around the world.
Well, even down the guys that were still sleeping, I think the shout was so loud that everybody's they're all coming here.
I think I don't know where they're going to accommodate everybody on this hill, but I think the whole of Knysna is going to be making their way up to the hill climb at Simola.
That Mustang did it quite at high speed, 177 k's an hour. I mean, for a heavy car like that, well driven. Let's compare it to the Audi.
Yeah, we got Gordon Nicholson in the Audi last year. His best time was a 46.7. They have to take a lot of doing right now in his second run. But these guys maybe are a little bit more circumspect in their preparation for qualifying this afternoon.
I think they're just building up slowly, and most of them are using old tyres as well. They're not going to put the new tyres on their car, so yeah, they come here to improve their time and have fun.
Something very special, Rodrigo, about this M5 that we're looking on screen, especially the way it sounds.
Oh yeah, that V10, F1 derived V10 really is quite something. I was fortunate enough to have I had a M6 V10 during 1 week with me, and quite unforgettable.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful guy. I must say, if somebody said to me, you can have a BM, I would say that specific one, the V10 M5. Here's my car. I drive this, by the way, Suzuki Swift Sport, but I'm unfortunately not going up the hill. I would love to test my skill against these guys, Franco.
Well, you know, you've been doing it for a while, Sasha. I mean, come. You're not that bad a driver at the end of the day.
Bad, thank you. Bad is a wrong word,
exactly.
but I'm okay.
Yeah,
there we
you're
go.
okay. Yeah.
I'm okay. Yeah, but it's great to see. Also, as mentioned in the driver's briefing this morning, having more manufacturers coming into Simola HillClimb as well, representing the various brands of South Africa. Very, very important as we go forward.
I mean, Suzuki, Honda, Mustang,
BMW.
So
very important.
Very, very important.
Very important. So second free practice underway. 83 cars. I did mention 84, but we did have a withdrawal. One of the Lotus 7s from Class C4 is not partaking this weekend. Gordon Nicholson doing a 47.1, only 3/10 slower than Garth McIntosh in the McLaren. That's Dion Hubert. I nearly didn't recognize Dion Hubert because he cut all his hair off.
I actually saw him this morning and I'm thinking, who's that? Yeah.
Dion Hubert, I mean a multiple champion of South Africa, incredibly talented racing driver, still to this day, so highly respected.
I've actually got big respect for Dion Hubert. I mean, many years ago, I've actually put him into my car. I actually broke my foot just before Cape Town, and I invited him to race my car. And he showed me that the car could go faster than I've ever driven it. So that was like Peter putting the gauntlet down, and it actually woke me up and said, you better drive this car.
No, there we go.
No, he's a fantastic driver.
Incredible. Also nice to see the Audi mark out here as well. This is the Audi TTRS. There's a Suzuki going up the hill. So they're also pretty nifty little cars.
100%.
You know, 55.5 is not far off the record that was set last year. So everyone's taking a little bit of wake up that right foot is going a little faster.
The problem is that, you know, you don't drive this track every day, this hill climb every day. So you come here once a year, so cars take a little bit longer to get into it, but they'll get there.
Jean-Pierre van der Walt said he's got a couple of niggles with his Porsche. He's won it 2 years in a row. Very lovely young man, but not entirely happy with his 911.
Yeah, like I said in the beginning, some guys start fidgeting a little bit and they just go the wrong way, and then trying to get back to it, it's quite difficult. But he'll get it, he'll sort it out.
I'm sure he will.
Another BMW.
Yep, we did mention it a little earlier, and we'll mention it, of course, during the whole of the weekend. 50 years of BMW in South Africa, which is a wonderful achievement for them. We've got some Toyota Supras that are out here as well. We've got a whole bunch of other cars. Here we go. This is an engine-powered, an ICE-powered BMW going up the track. Oh, that's pushing.
He is pushing it now. 100%.
That's pushing.
A 51.
51.26 for Martin Wild. Here is the very interesting Toyota Supra. These must also be quite popular, Rodrigo, in Europe.
They are, although the GD86 turned out to be a bit more, even.
Okay, fair enough. Robert Gearing in the M2 goes in a 48.3.
Not bad at all.
The Alfa Romeo Giulia Pitporchita, he's been coming out for the last 5 years in this car. Just loves driving it. Loves driving it.
And I mean, the first year, everybody was dying to have a car like that, and he actually comes here and he puts it on the hill. I mean, fantastic. You live life.
Yeah, you got to live life. Oh, that sound. Oh, whoa, that is huge.
Oh.
Whoa. Okay.
He's so lucky there.
Yeah, that's
he's so lucky there.
A change of underwear, perhaps. Okay, let's listen to this, Franco. Here it comes. Wheel noise. The electric-powered BMW is quite a gaggle of them that we have this weekend as well. But the torque of these cars is just ridiculous.
It's crazy, and it's instant torque. It's not
correct.
A delay. It's instant.
It's on. There's no warm-up button. It's on.
It's like the pull-off. There's no slippage, there's nothing. You just put your foot down and an instant go.
Well, I said that JP van der Walt was worried about his Porsche GT2. Well, let me just tell you, he's 45.3. So nothing wrong with that car. And that is only 4/10 of his best time from last year.
That's nothing. And I'm sure you're going to get faster than that. I'm just looking outside. It looks like the weather is actually opening up a little bit. The sun is shining a little bit, so it might warm up, and the cars will be going faster.
They could be going faster. The one thing we did notice yesterday, though, Franco, in Classic Car Friday, round about lunchtime or just after lunchtime, when it was most probably the hottest of the day, the track actually got slower.
100%. The humidity and everything that revolves around the track and around just makes it a little bit slippery. You need to get it hot, not just warmish. So that was the biggest problem there. So as soon as it cooled down, everything came to the same temperatures and everything, and then the cars got faster again.
Rodrigo, when it comes to, as we're watching, Jeff Goddard is going to be going in this magnificent 325i shadow line. Rodrigo, the weather in Europe is very, very different to the weather here down in South Africa. Do the hill climb events happen at a specific time of the year, or is it during winter as well as summer?
There is a specific hill climb season. Normally it can start earlier, but it goes from April until the second week of October. There are some exceptions, of course, but this is normally the window where all championships are held.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense as well. Jeff Goddard Jr. in this 325i Skyline, beautiful. That 6-cylinder BMW is just music to the ears.
Yes. He just had a little bit of when he changed to second gear there, I saw he went a little bit sideways. So maybe the tires weren't 100%, but the man's driving it very, very well, and the car sounds awesome, man.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just one of those anomalies of hill climb racing. As we've got another one of the electric vehicles going up, the BMWs going up the hills at present. It's one of those anomalies where, you know, you can't have those warm tires on when you launch, but man, you are just begging for them to come in before
the corner,
before the first corner.
It just makes it difficult, but it's, you know what, it's a road car, so it is what it is, and you've got to just accept it. There he went, he was pinned it, and you could see he went very wide, and yeah, but he's kept it there, and it's coming up the hill.
This is a very interesting car. Ashley Oldfield is driving it, the XM. Just quite an incredible car. There's been a lot of conversation about the front of the new BMWs, but most people seem to be warming up to it. Here we got a bakkie. That's what we call them here in South Africa. Some people call them a ute, some people call them a truck. In South Africa we call it a bakkie. And you've got to be pretty brave to take something up like that.
It feels like a battleship. It feels like you're on the sea. It looks like, I mean, it wobbles around. But impressive, 142 k's an hour up the hill. Very good.
Very, very good. Yeah, we've got a Porsche GT3. That's Sean McKay.
Eugene 996.
Yeah, there we go. Our Bucky comes across up the hill, trying to 56 seconds for that Ford. That is...
For that tank.
I tell you, well driven.
Well driven.
Very well driven.
And that must be a hell of a good car to go up that for that sort of time.
Yeah, wonderful. Now, these are cars I'm not very familiar with.
They are backdraft Cobras.
Yes.
They actually built in Durban. Some of them run Lexus motors, some of them run V8s, and Mike McCaughan runs an LS motor in it, LS1 motor in it. The cars put all sorts of different things, but for what the cars are, they are spectacular.
Yeah.
I've driven quite a few of them in Durban and they go very, very well.
Well, I was just going to say, whoever's driving that Ford Raptor is doing a great job, and then I realized it's Anthony Taylor. So, you know what, Anthony
We know
Taylor,
why.
now we know why it's going up so well. Okay, first time we're seeing Ricky Gianacaro in his Lamborghini.
Yeah, Ricky has been upgrading that car now, and also he's driving it very, very well as well. He races in the G&H extreme cars, and he's getting the hang of that car. I mean, I think it's the second time that he's out here. So, yeah, I think he'll improve as we go along.
Very, very nice. I mean, there are a couple of cars that we didn't see in the previous. It's beautiful.
Beautiful Lamborghini. At 47, not bad at all for his first run.
Not bad, 47. His best times are 43. Let's see. This is
the Audi after the Mercedes of.
It's Pierre Bester. Pierre Bester in. Now, this car originally was his wife's car, and then he decided, no, he's going to turn it into a race car. And I don't know what his wife's driving right now. But Pierre's having fun. This is a beautiful Golf that he set out. Oh, a little bit wide. I don't think any damage there. But purpose built just to see how fast they can get a Polo to go.
And I mean, the way he's driving it seems to be quite good because, I mean, he's been pushing it and I think just understeered a little bit, but good car control and he's got it back on circuit.
Yeah, and Lee Thompson in that as well. Okay, this is one of the Toyotas. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, so Hyundai a couple of years ago came out with the i30N, and then Toyota came out with their GR. So very, very impressive. 48.3 for Lee.
And a 42 for Cronier. Yeah, Entrepreneur. For a 3-cylinder motor, not bad at all.
Very good. We're about halfway through the field at present on our second free practice, or practice 2. Simola HillClimb 2023, as we build up today and tomorrow until we eventually get the king of the hill. Lots of excitement here. If you're just tuning in for the first time, international flavor, Petter Solberg, Hennen Solberg, and also Mika Salo. He did go out, but apparently he did hit the bollards.
Bollards. It's a pity I didn't see.
Yeah, we didn't see his run.
So I would have loved to see it and see what sort of. Well, I know oops, that guy also went a little bit wide. You know, it's nice to have international drivers here on our turf.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt, yeah.
Very, very lucky. So we've got a couple of the Golfs that are going out there. I think this is Diane Paragachi in the Golf 7R. And then, of course, we've got Henning Solberg, who's going to be in a Golf R, and then Petter Solberg in his Polo WRX Supercar. Actually, coming up shortly, he set the benchmark a little bit earlier of a 40-second lap, so that's going to be quite fun.
That was very impressive on the first run.
Yeah, here is Henning Solberg. There we go, the brother of Petter Solberg. This is the Golf R for Henning. Let's see how quick he is. That's a 48.4 for Jonathan Mokhotsi. There we go. Also a great driver. Let's see what Henning Solberg can do. Hopefully our cameras will cross over to Henning. He must be getting close to the top of the line. There we go. No, we haven't got his time yet. I think that could be Graham Nathan.
That is Graham Nathan.
I think that is Graham Nathan. Yeah. Okay. Now, could this be Mika Salo?
This is Nathan. You can see he's driving the limits as well.
Yeah, Graham's not scared.
He said he was actually 47, not bad at all. He told me this morning that he's going to push the seat forward so that he doesn't have to take his foot off the accelerator.
That's a clever way of thinking.
On the line, waiting to go. Top 5, exactly where I expected to be.
Henning Solberg, just by the way, did a 50.4 for his time. So this is Mika Salo. His first run this morning was disqualification as he hit one of the blue policemen. We call them policemen. They are like pool noodles. They're on some parts of the circuit, and if you touch one of them, even if you just brush it, your time is disqualified. And it seems like somebody has touched one of them, because we've got a marshal out there most probably replacing one of them or just checking some debris on the track.
Let me explain to you that pool noodle, when you're sitting in a car, you cannot actually see it. You actually see it from a distance, but they are so short that you can't see it. In an open wheeler, you can actually see it better. But in a tin top, you got to actually look at it in the distance and then try and not touch it, because you actually try and clip that curb as close as possible. But if you don't see it, you're going to clip, and then that lap is gone.
Yeah, all right. Let's cross over to Colin Hastie. He's on the grid with Petter Solberg's car.
Okay, so the first run was just smack it in, lay out a time, and they went out on the WRX tyres. But have a look at this.
Right.
A sticker on a tyre.
Aha.
Brand new. Let's see if they are the Pirellis, and they are the proper soft tyres. This just the talk up and down the pit lane here. Guys in the background there, what time can this thing get going? Two of the drivers we spoke to earlier, they reckon a 36. 36 is F for quick. I also think that the two GTRs, the Richard Rutz and Franco Scribanti car, are going to get into the 36s. We've got a massive race on our hands. Soft, sticky, brand new slicks. They're going to get lit up. Let's just watch. Two cars. Ahead of him is Mika Salo. Then Petter Solberg. Great viewing.
There we go. I think Mika Salo is already making his way up. There we go. First time we see him. We definitely didn't see him in the previous one.
No, we didn't.
Wonderful to have Mika Salo up here. And I must tell you, as accomplished as he is, first time ever going up the hill, he's up, his sort of teammate is Clint Weston, who we know, could drive up this hill backwards. So let's see what Mika Salo can pump in as we're watching one of the other Mercedes also making their way up.
You can actually see how he drives that car. Is in a different Liga deal.
Yeah,
46.
That's huge. There we go. That's a massive time. Here we go. Petter Solberg, brand new rubber. What can he do? Peter Solberg, first time going up the Simola hill climb, nearly broke 40 seconds. He's not holding anything back, Franco.
He's like me. He didn't even touch brakes through that.
He was flat out.
He was flat out.
Flat out. A little bit of bump, a little bit of squeeze in the brakes there.
It's just a pity they haven't given us the top speed of that car. But anyway,
it's okay. We'll get it. We'll get it. Let's just cross over. Hopefully, he's going to come across the line now. We'll get what Peter Solberg gets. Leaning on it.
He's flat. No.
He went a little bit slower.
I think the tires were gripping too hard.
Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe, but there's still a very, very impressive run. Very impressive run. 41.5 for Peter Solberg. Just to let you know, we go back down where Mika Salo was.
What did Graham Nathan do there?
Time deleted. Track limits. That's Mika Salo again. Track limits for Mika Salo. That is car number 39. Yes, it is. So, well, listen, he's going up the hill. He's going up the hill, but that time, unfortunately, is deleted. You looking for Graham Nathan, Franco?
Yeah. What time did he do?
I shall find it. We're letting Rodrigo be a little quiet until we start getting into his favorite V8 monsters.
Sounds like she's missing gears all over the show. This is one of the endurance cars as well. It's one of the endurance cars as well that they've actually entered in the HillClimb. So, yeah, it's fantastic to see all sorts of cars coming through.
Yeah, wonderful to see everything going over there. That is a Subaru. Mika Salo's time is still showing here, but it looks like it might get... okay, so it is right at 48.3. That is in the Class A2. And I'm just trying to see who else is in Class A2. It was a 48, but it was deleted. Yeah, it was deleted. Okay, 53.0. Oh, here we go. Lotus Exige.
From Charles Hubert. Rodriguez, here's your favorite car?
It's up there, but the Van Zoomerans, I think, just might pip it, but yeah, I am very partial to the Exiges.
Lovely car to drive. I mean, like a little go-kart on the normal road. So one can only imagine what it's like with all of that downforce.
And this one with the AMG engine.
Yeah.
So just to give you an idea, Mika Salo did a 48, even though his time was deleted. Clint Weston did a 46. So Mika's got a bit of time to find.
You must understand as well, it's also...
no, he's never been up there before.
So.
Yeah. No, I'm
Joubert was very quick.
Yes, Charles Joubert, unbelievably quick, 41.6. Here is the magnificent Toyota MR2 of Peter Zidi. What a brilliantly prepared vehicle as well. Raced overseas as well. Oh, that's not good. That's going to be a problem, don't you think, Rodrigo?
Well, we spoke yesterday about the fact that he is editing this new aero package by AMD, and he chose.
And to get the balance out right on that car, I mean, they put so much downforce on it. You were saying like 2,000 pounds of downforce. So to get the balance is not easy.
Well, I hate to tell you, it may not have looked impressive at his fastest.
Oh, no, 41.
So it may have been porpoising like a Formula 1 car. Oh, wait, let's just keep quiet. then it's another time to keep quiet.
They've got so much power in those cars that they just can't keep it on the road.
No, it's just beautiful.
Check that.
Look at that.
He's actually on the wrong side of the road. Couldn't bring it over.
It's just, it's ridiculous amount of power. And Franco, I mean, you know about this kind of power. It's incredibly difficult to control.
43-1. And I believe some of the guys aren't actually showing their hand as well. This is Dango Farouk.
Yeah, Farouk Dango, of course, and of course this car racing in a tribute to his late son Mohammed. Did the same yesterday when he raced in his BMW. But such a wonderful man, Farouk Dango. Great to see him here, well, supporting the event. So Zili, Solberg, Hubert split by 0.3 of a second. Magic stuff. And this is only free practice too. Scrivante, number 1. I think this is Aldo in the Audi 4-wheel drive. Impressive cars, much lighter than last year. They've also put in a very primitive system to not allow them to change from second to first.
But it works.
Yes,
I mean,
of course.
And I mean, you go from second to back to first. I mean, everything lays on the floor.
All right, Silvio actually on track. Aldo coming up. Beautiful cars. These incredibly well prepared by the organisers as well. Is this? No, not Rechard.
No, this is Evans. Richard, his dad raced in the historic race yesterday.
Yes.
And his son is racing this today. This is Aldo.
This is Aldo waiting to see what time. It's just action everywhere.
It doesn't give us time to actually talk about somebody.
Trying to figure out who's who.
Oh, well, yeah, we've got
the big guns.
Coming through. Aldo 44. Or I think they're also not really launching their car hard today in case something happens.
But that was an impressive get off the line.
A very good pull-off, yeah. 100%. Look how bumpy this road is, and the guys are doing it very well handling it through there.
That's perhaps the trickiest part, going under that bridge, Franco.
Yeah, because the apex, you cannot see the apex of the corner. So, you go wide and you try and go as deep as possible, but the problem is if you go too deep, you're on the dirty stuff.
Okay.
So then you can't turn it in, the car's going to go wide. So you try and turn it in tight, and you find out you're actually turning in too tight. It's a fine line that you've got to actually find.
Well, Franco Scribante, yeah, 41.3. Definitely up the ante there, Rodrigo, and sitting and saying, I've got a game plan, don't worry, Rechard, I'm going to come and catch you.
We'll see about that.
Well, let's see what Reggie does. I mean, he blew the time sheets away in the previous run until the single-seaters came. So let's see what Rechard Roots pumps in on his second run this morning. Oh, there we go, 38.9. I think you called it, Rodrigo. We'll see. I think he's saying to Franco Scribante, you got a lot of work to do, my friend.
I'm so. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's incredibly flossed. It's incredible. That record Ritz.
Very, very impressive. So Record did a 39.5 and now he's gone and done a 38.9. That is 6/10 faster already.
And that's on old rubber, guaranteed. I'll tell you, I think this is going to be exciting. I think we'll never run out of things to say until tomorrow, I promise.
Yeah. This is it Craig Zank?
No, this is Mike McCaughlin.
Oh, sorry, Mike McCaughlin in the backdraft. 630 horsepower, only 900 kilograms.
Yep. And they run this. Yeah, it's just so much power out of that car. They've been battling with the handling, but the guy drives it very well. Mike drives it very, very well. This is Craig Zank.
All right, Craig Zank. This has got a Toyota engine
with turbo on it.
Yes, so 4-litre turbocharged. Listen to it.
These cars are all backdraft cars that they've actually bought and modified and put different engines in and aero package on it, and yes, they're racing.
So benchmark set by Reghard Roots in practice 2 so far, 38.9. Scribante doing a 41.3. Zili a 41.2.
Peter Zili's, like we all looked at it and it didn't look fast, but because of the bumpiness and the downforce, but seems the car's working for him.
Yeah, very much so. Single seaters coming out now. We gave you Reghard Roots went 6/10 quicker than his previous time. Scribante went 1.2 seconds quicker than his previous time, but he's still nearly 3 seconds off the pace. So our single seaters climbing up the hill right now. We are getting towards the end of free practice 2. Byron Mitchell is currently on track. We've had 2 times deleted from this session, and that is Mika Salo and Pierre Bester. His time also was deleted.
What's it? Oh, this is a Lotus 7 with a Toyota engine in it.
Yep. Tom Barrett going to be going up there. Seems to be a little bit of a delay. Not entirely sure, but it'll have something. Here we go. Just about ready to go. You can see a little bit of cloud cover on the top of your screens. We don't think it's going to be too much of a threat. But Franco, from this perspective, the drivers, I think, would enjoy these conditions more than something really, really hot.
Yeah, I agree with it. And I mean, when it's too hot, I mean, it just makes it so slippery. The tires get like bubble gum, and you don't really want that. You know, you want it around 30 degrees, 40 degrees the tar. But if you start going more than that, then it does really get slippery. So these conditions are actually ideal. Should be a little bit hotter, but it's perfect. It's good enough.
Andrew Rackstraw in the Reynard VW, Formula VW. What a talented young driver as well. Did exceptionally well last year. Car number 11, Rui Campos. Your time is deleted, sir. Terribly sorry for you.
55.2.
Okay. Oh, this is the most bonkers car. it's just crazy. And this lady, handles this car incredibly. Yes, Rodrigo.
It's curious that you guys find it so funny because they are so common here in Portugal. There are a couple of companies that build them, and I have driven a number of them. They are super fun to drive, and for you guys, this is such a novelty thing.
Anyone around?
It's
I
crazy.
know. I'm fascinated to hear. Hopefully, more and more people do actually get onto them because they are wonderful to watch, and they do look like a lot of fun to drive.
They are the greatest things to drive. You can't imagine, really.
I'm definitely going to try one day, but Megan Black just loves that. Like, it's just incredible.
She keeps on coming back every year. Look at the second loudest car that we've got on the circuit.
It is just wonderful, and what a racing driver this young guy, Robert Walt. Listen to that. Let's just listen.
When they say it revs 11,000 RPM, you can hear that.
There we go. Final car going out. No, not final car. Terribly sorry. I think this is Schofield. No, is it Schofield?
I think so.
Robert Walk pumps in a 37.9.
And that's the fastest. He's done a 38.7 last year. His fastest. I can't believe it.
Your 36.3?
Oh, 36.3, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, 36.3.
He's done a 37 now. Yeah, 100% notes.
Yeah.
Last year.
Just in the... Robert Walt did a 37.9. In his first run this morning, he did a 39.3. That's 1.4 seconds. Everyone's just having fun out there. They are just going. Yo, that's very bumpy, fine representation, but he holds on to it beautifully. Goes into the left-hander now, into the S's, then into the right-hander, and of course will go across the line. Comes through this very tricky bit.
And I think because we haven't had any rain or anything like last year, that it became damp.
35.9. That's 2 seconds faster than Robert Walt.
Yeah. And I think the circuit's getting better. The guys are starting to know exactly where the grip is, and yeah, the guys are just pushing.
Oh, the drivers seem to be getting better as well. Another very, very impressive practice session here, Rodrigo, and just getting more and more exciting.
For sure, and this was a very curious second run because everyone kept pushing, but now we have seen that some guys are crawling out of their shells. Peter Zilli's run was massively impressive. We saw the single seaters getting quite faster because track conditions seem to suit them even more,
well,
given how lightweight they are. But above all, I think given how bumpy the track is and how far from being properly set up the MR2 of Peter Zilli is, how fast he was, just shows that we can probably get him in contention for that King of the Hill title too.
I do agree. I mean, if you consider the amount of bouncing, Franco, we saw, you've got to say, if they can iron that out without compromising anything else, that car is going to definitely be in the 30s.
100%. Look, I think he's in practices a few years ago. I think we got into the 39, and that car should be doing a low 39, 38. I think a car's capable of it. All the aero package that they've done on it, if they can get it just to balance out properly, I think he will be there.
Very, very impressive practice too. We only had, I think it was 2 or 3 cars that their times were deleted. Rui Campos, Mika Salo, and Pierre Bester all had their times deleted. For the rest, everybody went out there, everybody's safe, everybody's done a phenomenal job. Yeah, very, very exciting stuff as we look forward to the third session. Earlier on, I said all of the cars come back down the hill, but in King of the Hill, they actually go through the Simola estate and come back down.
Yeah.
And they are told they're not allowed to make too much noise.
You can't run fast because it's
Yes, an estate.
It's an estate, so you can't drive your car as fast as you can coming back.
It is brilliant fun. Okay, so what we're going to do, Rodrigo is still there. We're going to wait for our next session. But we had, you know what? We've actually just found out Davy Hubert hasn't gone out. He's in a Lotus with a Ferrari 3.9 litre engine.
Yes.
Let's find out from Colin Hasty why he hasn't gone out. Colin, tell us the news.
Davy, Lotari, Lotus Ferrari. Why haven't you gone out? What's going on?
We had some challenges with a splitter. It looks like it's something that comes back to us, but we've got a plan and we've put it together. And here's the proof of it that we've now put it together.
So what's the plan? This is the glue.
That's the glue that we're gluing it together.
Sick Attack windscreen adhesive, and this comes from Midas in George.
Correct. That's it. So we're getting there. We support local, and we hope that we know that it will work. So
that stuff sticks forever.
Correct.
And how long does it take to set before you can put load on the car?
They say it's 24 hours, but we're going to put load on it after 4 hours.
Okay, so we've got to wait about another 3 hours before we see your car run.
Correct. We're hoping to do, I think 2 o'clock is the time that we want to go out.
Okay, because we also have a plan for, we've got a competition.
Yeah.
It's called the Rear Wing Plan competition. So at the moment, there's 3 cars in the running. The Lotari with its huge wing,
Yep.
Zeely with his wing,
Yep.
and Van Zummeren with his wing. So there's the competition. You guys...
I'll go check.
Skrabanti is... No, I shall check. I shall bring a tape measure. We shall measure the volume.
There you go. That's what we need to do.
Right, we've got to wait a little bit before we see Davy Hubert. And just... Thank you, Davy. Because we're here, Wade, have we got, are you just dialing in more horsepower?
Not yet.
Are you dialing in more flames?
We'll see.
Are you making more spectacularness?
I hope so.
We do too. What a man. Just check out the inside of the car here. Wade, this is the coolest car in the world. We love it. Thanks. Right, that's it. The second coolest car, talking about aerodynamics in the world, is the Martin Van Zummeren car. Just because eye candy, because we can, because we love it, and because carbon fiber and love. Right, on that note, the cars are about to start. We're about to get driven over by Richard Rutz as he comes steaming past us after having laid down a proper time. Well done, boy. We'll talk to you later. Back to the studio.
I must say, I never thought I'd get anybody who would say fewer words than Kimi Räikkönen, but it seems like Wade van Zummeren is most probably. Imagine Räikkönen and Van Zummeren out for dinner.
Nothing will be said.
Exciting.
I think it would be a bit exciting as well. All right, let's just have a quick recap. Andre Bezuidenhout, Robbie Walk, difference in time just on 2 seconds, 35.9. Richard Rutz has laid down the marker at a 38.9 in his category. The closest is Franco Scribante on a 41.3. That is 2.4 seconds. Okay, we are going to be back in a short while. Last night was a spectacular evening in the town of Knysna, where all of the drivers went onto a parade, and we thought, we're not... Oh, okay, we're going to keep the parade for a little bit later on during the course of the day. But yesterday was Classic Car Friday, right here at Simola. Let's go and have a look at the highlights.
What an idyllic setting for Classic Car Friday at Simola 23. These are cars that bring us chills to our bones, shivers down our spines. Carl Brink takes us off in an Austin Cooper S with absolute commitment. Just listen to this. First time at Simola for Carl. This is a rescue car that he got. He built it himself. He raced it with help with his father and the Checkered Flag Museum. Brilliant. Trevor Tuck in the Alpha. Julius Caesar, they call it. Commitment. An Alpha, it gives you chills. Oh, man, I'm so happy. Tuck wins his class. What a car, what a drive. A magnificent setting. 5205. Wow. James Temple. Cobra, huge power, V8, Daytona Coupe. It's just a spectacular car. Driving up the hill, climbing now, over the bumps, into bridge. Little bit of a step out, over the line he goes, a happy man. He's won his class. His young son was with him, straight into Rui Campos in the Porker. Rui also has a grandson. His debate is, do they let him race or don't they? I say, let the boy race, young man, like his grandfather. Total commitment under bridge. That Porsche works hard. Rui drives it hard. Music to the ears. Over the line he goes. Best time of the day for him was a 46.221. 67. Margaret. She had the best value for money at Simola 2023. Make no mistake, she might have had the slowest car, but her level of commitment is absolutely magnificent. Look at the pose of the body. She's down there, drive. I had to keep quiet. The sound is magnificent. Driving the car, driving that beauty. 131. She won her class. And now, behold the magnificence. Andre Bezagno in the Lola. Look at this commitment. Listen to the BDG. Into bridge, over the bumps, commitment, brake, turn, throttle, drive it. Last curve. Over the line and win it. What a champion. 41.715. A magnificent day. Join us again. These were the highlights of Classic Car Friday, Simola 2023.
as we straight into practice 2 after a little bit of a break, just to get some time to smooth it up. What happened with opened up scoring with a 57.250. the spot as what he would like to have got. Because Van der Walt being the king of the hill. Try and stay away from the glass booster. Make sure that you get if I drive on the inside of it, is it okay? I know that about it. I mean, every one of the ladies that have been here today are receiving the medal. But the Queen of the Hill is always up for grabs, and I think they're trying to find a stick to off. You've got Paige in a super state. You've got a female. Take nothing away as well from Tanya further
As ek gaan omswing, nee, dan gaan dit cocktail jerk. So as hy dan by die screen kom daar, dan call hierdie ouens al hom nader. So dis 'n bietjie shake, maar anders dan gaan hierdie kamera ek gaan hom moet dit sê
It is a very good morning if you're just joining us. We're into practice 3, Simola HillClimb. We have had an incredible two free practice sessions. You've got to sit there and think, you know, these are practice sessions, and the whole of Simola has come alive. There's quite a lot of cloud around at present. You can see some parts are very sunny, some parts are pretty cloudy. And we've got 73 cars that are going to be going up this hill. They've got 2 more free practice sessions this morning, and then this afternoon after the lunch break we're getting to qualifying 1, 2 and 3. I'm joined by Franco Di Matteo, who is sitting right next to me, and a good few thousand kilometers away, joining us on our live stream as well from HillClimb Monsters, Rodrigo de Oliveira. Rodrigo, the first 2 sessions have been mighty impressive. Are we expecting the same going into this one?
Well, all bets are off. Everyone went way faster than I expected during these first couple of runs, and I really don't see anyone taking the foot off the throttle now.
I couldn't agree more. There's an Audi TT RS that is going to be going up the hill. Franco, it has been very, very impressive. You've got to say, a star of the show so far, and you've got to take the single-seaters. Bezuidenhout is always going to be quick. Richard Roots.
I think he's just put it down, but I think Franco Scribanti is just holding back, maybe scrubbing in tyres and things like that. 2 sessions of scrubbing in tyres.
Come on, Franco, you're 2 seconds off the pace.
Well, let's see what happens in the third one. I think he's going to be a little bit faster, but Richard Roots has just put it down and said, let's see what we can do, and you must remember he's still on old rubber, so he's got something in hand. He'll probably go another second or so quicker. Let's see.
Well, we're all going to be waiting in anticipation for all of this going to be happening. It looks like JP van der Walt out there on track at present. And you know what, with the greatest respect, Rodrigo, to all of these lovely cars and beautiful cars that we're seeing right now, we've got to believe that we're just waiting for the big guns to come out.
In a way, yes, but I do appreciate seeing some of the more normal stuff being thrown around. And there are some very handy drivers at their helm too, so I don't resent that in any way. But of course, when you have such spectacular machines up top, yeah. You end up getting anxious when you're not seeing them.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. We've got some of the BMW celebrating 50 years in South Africa, so a very, very important event for them, but also a great fun event for them as well. Got some of the electric vehicles coming out as well, Franco.
Yeah. Like I said right in the beginning, it's very impressive, especially a heavy car like that to actually pull off the line so fast. It's amazing, and have the torque going up that hill, very impressive.
Okay, so these are all session times that we are watching from a little bit earlier. Some of the highlights. Yeah, we're looking at 45.3, 46, 286.
Just one thing, guys. I was keeping quiet during the second run when Peter Solberg did his 41.5, something like that. I don't think you guys noticed what happened there, because he did something that is quite usual here in Europe when the guys are breaking in new tires. He overdrove the car in pretty much the
first session.
all over that run. Mm-hmm. And he understeered all the way through the first corner, because normally when they are breaking in the new tires on a four-wheel drive car, they just scrub all the speed they can on the first couple corners, and then the real run for these new tires, it's their second one or the third one if they are just letting everything go very smooth.
Very interesting point that you bring up there. So he did do that run on brand new tyres, and yeah, I mean, he's going to use those same tyres, and now they must probably be exactly how he wants them to perform.
Yeah.
Car number 70, time deleted. We have just been given that notification that Jean-Pierre van der Walt, he did a 45.386. That's why he's not at the top of the time sheets. Although it does show at the top of the time sheets, it will drop further down. Here's Anthony Taylor in the Raptor. Or yes, no, is it? Yes, it's Anthony Taylor. Yeah. And if anybody can throw any vehicle around any track, whoa, that's on the limit. It's the supremely talented Anthony Taylor. So currently Garth McIntosh again, 46.268. On your screen you'll see Van der Walt is at the top, but his time has been deleted.
I'd like to see Anthony Taylor's stance. I mean, they haven't even showed it yet. I can't see from here.
No, not as yet. He hasn't got to the top of the hill. So as soon as we've got that time, of course, we will let you know. This is Sean McKay out on track in that beautiful classic Porsche. Speaking of classics, the 325 IS. Anthony Taylor doing a 56.2 in a bakkie.
That's what I was looking for. I mean, that's impressive. For a 2-ton bakkie to do that sort of times, great.
Just fabulous. I think he's having a tremendous amount of fun out there as well. The Cobras, difficult cars to handle.
Yeah. And what's very funny with these guys, they actually try and put the biggest engine that they can find into a Cobra, thinking that they're going to go faster. If they just go a little bit smaller, a little bit less horsepower, the car would actually handle and go faster. That's my suggestion.
Beautiful sounding Lamborghini. Wasn't great off the line there, I've got to say. Not the quickest.
Not the quickest. I think the Lamborghinis run a very, very small clutch, so he's just too scared maybe just to break it on the first or second or third run. But impressive. The car's going very well.
As you can see, very, very bumpy. It's great to see it, because yesterday in the classic cars you didn't see that kind of bumping. So now you realize how bumpy this track actually is.
Like I said yesterday, you know, in these cars, if the car's too hard, I used to wear a teeth guard, because it actually bounces so much that you actually hurt your teeth.
Goodness.
Yeah, like a boxer.
All right, another one of these Lotus. We've got, Ricky Giannaccaro just did a 46.2, a 46.1. Wow.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all. Just trying to see what he did a little bit earlier.
47.
47.
Yeah.
All right, so...
He's getting faster. He's faster as this been a 43, so...
Yeah, so he will get quicker as well. But 1.6 seconds, that's a vast improvement. Track conditions now, is that affecting everything?
I think the track, the more rubber that the guys are putting down, the cars are getting quicker, it's getting warmer. Hopefully we can't really see the sun now, but hopefully it does get a bit warmer and the cars will get quicker. Just a little bit more grip.
All right, here's Pierre Bester. His time was deleted in his last free practice. So hopefully this time he won't exceed any track limits.
And I think he's been here for many, many years.
Many years. I think actually since the start, maybe.
Could be.
In various different cars, and now his wife's car.
I wouldn't be sitting here if I had stolen my wife's car.
You'd be in trouble.
Cronier 42.4.
Cronier 42.4.
42.4 for Anton Cronier.
The Subaru. And they've been doing a lot of work on it, making it lighter. Come Jimmy.
Jimmy Giannaccaro in with a Hendrix NASCAR engine. That, I can hear Rodrigo giggling a little bit there. Rodrigo, it just doesn't make sense, this vehicle.
doesn't make much, and it really struggles to put the power down, which just adds to the comedic effect.
And I mean, maybe he's trying to get something out of this lap, but see, also choosing a different line because of the bumps.
Yeah, 100%.
Because of the bumps.
Looking to warm the tires mainly.
Could be. A little Toyota Yaris.
Yeah, we got the Toyota out there on track. I mean, they're going through the session pretty rapidly. And everybody behaving, which is great. Okay, car number 48. I think this is Nati Msimanga in the GR Corolla. Very talented young driver. Although this looks like a Scooby coming towards me.
Yeah. They're going through the list so quick. 46. That's a Volkswagen.
Yeah. Diane Padayachi going out in the Golf 7R. South Africa call them the Vrap cars. Yeah, every person who's got a Golf just has funny noises coming out of the exhausts. Tell you, that's pretty impressive going through there.
Oh, it
touched a little bit of the sand. That could be a track deletion.
I think that's what's happening because I haven't seen the guys actually clipping the bollards.
You have to stay on the track in terms of the regulation. Whoa! He's really pushing. Rodrigo, in terms of the regulations in Europe as well, are these similar to them? If you go off track, do your times get deleted?
No, not really. Here, as long as you finish, it counts.
You're okay. Henan Solberg, one of our international guests, just about to get off the line. He's, of course, here together with his brother Peter Solberg, our other international guest, Mika Salo, be driving the Mercedes.
Grenier still at the top of the leaderboard at the moment.
Yeah, 42.4. That's where we are. I'm just trying to see if there's another track deletion.
There we are.
Peter Solberg. Let's see what he does this time. Yo, that is super fast off the line.
That's
this
incredible.
car means business. He has done a 40-second. That is
flat out.
I mean, look at this. It's just incredible. These are these WRX cars.
And look at that car. Doesn't bounce around.
Yeah.
That's how well set up that car is. On the limits.
Okay, this is just, I mean, let's just watch. Oh, we should have stayed with the camera.
That is Graham Nathan pulling off there, but
yeah, it wasn't a great start from Graham Nathan. Let's just see. We're waiting for Peter Solberg. A 39.8 for Peter Solberg in the WRX VW.
Oh no!
His third run ever at Simola, and he's already into the 39s. That is mighty impressive from Peter Solberg. It is just such a joy to have that kind of driver, that kind of vehicle here in South Africa. Man, it is so exciting.
And Rodriguez was right by saying he's scrubbing in the tires.
Correct. Rodrigo, right on the money, sir.
Well, it's not my first rodeo.
Knows exactly what is going on. This is car number 40, and I think it's Clint Weston. Here we go, Clint Weston in the AMG 45S, 310 kilowatts from this little 2-liter. That is impressive.
The guy really drives this thing hard.
Yeah, I mean, Clint knows these. He drives these, I think, every single day for about 8 or 9 hours every single day. So there's nothing about a Mercedes he doesn't know. Oh, he's pushing.
He's on the limits of that car.
He is pushing. Oh, we haven't seen Mika Salo go out again. This is another one of the Mercedes that are out.
Mika Salo is still coming. What Mercedes is there?
Just to let you know, Graham Nathan pumped in a 45.7. Fastest at the moment still, Petter Solberg, 39.8 in the WRX. It's the Honda Civic Type R. This is such a magic car to drive. It really, really is a lot of fun to drive. Okay, so we haven't had Clint Weston at a 46.2. Mika Salo maybe not going out in this run, maybe something wrong with the car, unless he's just been delayed or go out a little. Oh no, there we go. I think he's in 10th. There he, yeah, in ninth. There we go. 47.2 for Mika Salo.
The gap's a bit closer, not too bad.
Yeah.
He's getting used to the track, I guarantee you that.
Yeah, he's getting used to it. So still a second, but in his last run he was 2 seconds.
That's right.
So he's
improving.
Improving all of the time.
Now this one is a noble.
This is a noble, beautiful looking car.
Good Kraus, yeah.
3-litre 6-cylinder, the M400.
Ford engine in it still.
It's not quite right, would it say?
Yeah. There we go. We're getting a little bit. Hopefully, we get a little bit of the noise off the line. Johan de Brain, this is the M3.
Johan de Bruin actually wanted to go through onto the grass to take a shortcut, he says, because he's actually a rally cross driver, a rally driver. So,
that's a mighty impressive wing on the back of that M3 as well. Just sounds glorious. Had a bit of wheel spin going into second gear off the line, but looking superb. Charles Hubert has done a 39.5.
Whoa!
39.5 for Charles Hubert. That is in the Lotus Elise with the Honda engine inside of it. Here come the monsters. Rodrigo's face is lighting up.
just don't touch the ground, my boy.
That is an impressive time. Oh, it looks like Hubert's time has been deleted. Oh no, he's...
39.5.
It is a 39.5, but it looks as though that time has been deleted. Whoa, that is snaking all over the place. You can also hear Franco feathering the throttle
all the time. Yeah,
it's just so much power.
Too much power for that. Yeah. That car is based on a normal chassis, and that they've actually modified and put so much horsepower into it. So, I think where the blue Wade van Zummer's car, they've actually taken a space frame chassis and built the body onto it, and that's why that car is a little bit better.
Just to let you know, I have got confirmation Hubert's time has been disqualified, which is a pity, but at least he knows what he can do. Charles Hubert.
Well, Charles Hubert's best time was a 39.2. That's the fastest he's been, and if he does a 39.5, I mean, that's brilliant. On the third run.
I mean, he did a 41.6 in free practice too.
Yeah.
So either he went way off the circuit and cut a lot of time, or was just a little bit unlucky. Silvio Scribante going out. Aldo Scribante. Oh, big lift there, Franco. Going into turn one.
I think he just went too deep and just couldn't turn it in. The cars are now, they're getting more comfortable, but I think they're just trying to push the limits, finding the limits, and yeah, he had to come off on it. The car understeers still a little bit. He's touched the ground, and I think that will hopefully not, but yeah.
Martin Vanzuren in second place at present of 42.3. Your timing screen shows Charles Hubert at the top, but his time has been deleted. But mighty impressive time from him, regardless of the time. That's 3/10 quicker than Peter Solberg. One of the Audis going up with the Audi R8. Here comes the Sheriff. Beautiful color scheme on this car.
Something happened with Peter Zilli. He isn't showing up.
They're not showing it again, yeah. Maybe they're trying to adjust the car a little bit to get it not to scrape so much on the floor.
Very gentle pull-off. Yeah, just as you say, you know, these cars, their clutches, you just don't want to burn it out. You still have another most probably 8 or 9 runs
to do. But let's see if I'm a little bit right where I said you were scrubbing in tires. Let's see, maybe.
Very bouncy.
You just touched the brakes there a little bit.
And also, perhaps Franco, also one of those, maybe, you know, there's a corner that he's not entirely happy with and going on this run just to try and get that corner perfect.
The problem is that the corner comes up so fast in these four-wheel drive Skylines that, you know, you need time to adjust. And the guys are just taking it a little bit easier, but that'll come.
Listen, we saw how slow his pull-off was as we were watching Richard Roots. He's just pumped in a 39.9. So there is so much still to come from these cars. Let's see what Reggie Roots can do on this run. His fastest so far is a 38.9.
These cars are so awesome.
Oh, they're magic. Oh, it's just magic.
Okay.
Richard Roots at 39.1.
A little bit slower, I think.
A little bit slower, but still very consistent.
100%. And you must also remember that these tires are also getting worn, and the old tires.
Yeah, could be putting on new boots a little bit later on.
And he also was very conservative on his launch.
On his launch.
100%.
Yeah, so there's a lot coming from these guys. It's just fascinating to watch. It's like this game of chess amongst all of the players, and just going, well, do I want to show too much?
Yeah.
All right, I think his brakes are ready. And his tires. Fire extinguisher. These are these backdraft cars which are produced, Franco, in Durban.
In Durban, yeah. I've actually lost his name now.
By Mr. Backdraft.
Yeah.
So we've got the two, Mike McLaughlin, Craig Zank, and Tony Martin is the man responsible.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, how can I forget such a legend? You know?
He won't forgive you.
No, you're not.
Sorry, Tony. We apologize for Franco.
Sorry, Tony. Yeah, no, look, he's done a fantastic job of building these cars. I mean, he exports these cars, he builds them for the road, and he exports them. So
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
It's looking good, sounding quite amazing as well.
Oh, there's Mr. Campos.
Rui Campos, last session his time was deleted, so let's hope he has a clean run going through here. Very, very tight on the start there. Nice. That's very strong.
Yeah, then the first run that he had where he was on and off on the accelerator.
Little bit of touching the gravel there. We'll see if that gets any kind of penalty, but that's a much more impressive run from Rui Campos. We will get his time coming up there. There he goes, 41.3. 41.3 for Rui Campos. We've had another time deleted. That is track car number 18. Darren Goodmans in his Nissan. His time has been deleted. Car number 12, getting out here. Here's another one of these fascinating backdrops. It's got a Toyota engine.
With a massive turbo on it.
A huge turbo and a relatively small rear wing. You know, that's you'd see standard. These cars have got the same clearance as trucks.
Everybody's trying different things. I mean, nobody's actually got a wind tunnel that they can actually test. So everybody's trying a different wing and different thing to get the car to sit down.
Now there's a market, Franco. A wind tunnel.
Sponsor me?
Well, I was going to say, I think you should, you know, be the advocate of it and start one. There we go. Well, actually, Rodrigo, maybe with his Euros, maybe he can help us out.
I wish.
Yeah, I think we all wish. Coming to the latter end of practice 3 already this afternoon, 5 to 12 South African time. If you're joining us from all over the world on our raceday.tv, Simola HillClimb channel, and of course HillClimb Monsters. Great to have your company. We've had a fascinating morning so far. So we lose our cameras, but they come back instantly. We've had a fascinating morning so far, and I do think that it's getting more and more spicy. The question is, how many drivers, Franco, have found that limit and just sit there and say, I don't know if I can go anymore?
There might be a few that are on the limit now, but I don't think so. Everybody's going to leave it at the end for qualifying. So most of the guys will be running on old rubber. So when they put new rubber on, and depends what rubber is, they've got to strap it in or not. They will probably go faster. They'll probably go. Some guys will go maybe another second faster. Some guys will only go 0.1 or 0.2 faster. But I think they will all go faster.
And there's still plenty of time on the track.
And 100% getting used to the track.
Yeah, lots of time.
And everybody's different. I mean, some guys can pick it up straight away and go flat out, and other guys will take time to adjust. I'm actually surprised that Devin Robinson hasn't been out yet.
He hasn't been out. Hopefully we'll find out from Colin, or when we have the lunch break, we'll go and try and find out some of the issues. You never know, they might be sitting and saying, listen, there could be an issue with the car, that I want to break it, and they know it's maybe only got 8 runs in it.
Yeah. Look, I think if it was his car, I mean, that's a borrowed car Craig Zank gave to him. If it was his car, I wouldn't be surprised he would just be sitting out. He knows the car so well and he knows the track, so he's one of those guys that will just sit out and then just go and qualify.
Super talent as well. Megan Velak in this magic little Suzuki. Just love this thing. All right, car number 2, here we go. This is Robert Walk. Just listen to this machine. Oh, restart. It is spectacular. Listen to this. And he backed off into turn one and still ran a little bit wide.
It's incredible how fast they can go through those courses.
It's crazy. Just, it's just wonderful. Ian Schofield in the Mygale. Going up the hill. He had a beautiful day yesterday in the Classic Car Friday. We'll be wanting to do the same.
Same, yeah.
Robbie Walk does go faster, 36.9. 36.9 for Robbie Walk. Last year he did a 36.3.
Yeah, so he's only 0.6.
He's only 0.6 off his fastest time up the hill, and I think he's got a little bit of understeer on that car.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
It looked like it in the turn one there.
So Andre Bezuidenhout, he's got it all to do. 36.9. These are practice sessions that don't really matter at the moment. It's just a question of getting the feel for the car. But this is the current champion of the King of the Hill. This is a magnificently prepared car as well, and a brilliant racing driver and wonderful man as well. Andre Bezuidenhout.
He's got so much room still. So what it's telling me is that he's not going flat out. He's got so much room on. He's not even hitting
35.298 for Andre Bezuidenhout. I mean, Rodrigo, you would think that this was the race for the King of the Hill.
Well, isn't it?
Yeah, but this could be the final. I mean, it's just fantastic to see what we are getting over here. So let's cross over to Colin in the pits, because there were a couple of non-runners during that free practice session. Colin, give us the scoop of what's happening.
Peter Solberg, welcome back to South Africa. Fantastic to see your smiling, entertaining face and the polo.
It's honestly, since I came yesterday, and quick shower, straight into the parade. Great atmosphere. You know, I'm so glad to be here, and also back in the car. I haven't driven this car since 2018 when I did the rallycross. But it's really good fun, and I'm so proud of Volkswagen here in South Africa, flying the car from Germany, get it here, and it's a good history.
And the car came out of the museum. You've done no work, really, development on it since the WRX days, and it's as it is.
It's exactly like it is, same suspension. You know, in Goodwood when I did there, it was a full tarmac car and full spec. This is a full rallycross spec, so it's very soft car, basically. We have 600 horsepower, but yeah, it's great to be a part of it. You know, we try everything we can, and it would be nice to get a podium this weekend in my class.
When you went out for your first run, you banged in a super good time straight away. Was that just to say, I'm here and I've come to have a go?
No, I don't know. You know, when you are a rally driver and a rallycross driver, normally you are good at doing straight away. And after that, maybe we don't see massively progress. You know, we do very small things. And but it is fast hill, and you know, and some of the cars have 1600 horsepower, so it's very impressive, and it's so nice cars here to look at, and good drivers. So it's hard competition.
That was getting to my next question. Richard Rutz wheeling, having the car wheels. He's one of the favourites, but that is a totally different car to this.
Yeah, very, very much. I'm not sure how much horsepower, but it's over 1,000, I think.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but you know, it is like it is, and it's good fun to be a part of this. And I'm very impressed with some of the cars here. It's really good, but it's still a long way to go. And if it rains tomorrow, maybe it's a different chance.
Are you going to be doing the rain dance tonight?
Well, you know, I think I'm here to have fun and do a good marketing for Volkswagen stuff. So for me, I hope for the spectators and everything that is dry to have an enjoyable event. If it's raining, yeah, we have for sure a much better chance to have a chance to win. Yeah.
You're a proper entertainer, and I think everybody here would thank you for that.
No. Hey, we have passion for what we do, and I love motorsport and cars, you know, and all my family, my brother and my cousins and my mother, father, all of us are doing motorsport, and it's in our blood. So thankful to be here.
Peter, thanks for coming. Thanks for entertaining us. We're going to talk to you over the next day and a half because this is King of the Hill.
Good.
Thanks a lot. Peter Solberg, they've come to entertain with an absolutely brilliant machine. We're going to go straight across the way here because Clint Weston is in the AMG Mercedes. You've got Mika Salo right there. We want to go and talk to him as well, but you beating a Formula One driver there. What's going on, boy?
Jeez, I think I'm not getting old. I think I'm getting younger.
And you're still having fun?
I'm having tremendous fun. You know, these AMG 45s are just so accommodating. They you can really take it to its last, and it'll keep it on track. A lot of other cars, you're really going to fight it, and you've got to just find the limits in a car like this and just have big kahunas. Interesting
class, this, the four-wheel drive turbo cars, road-going cars. You've got yourself, Volkswagen, Toyota. Wonderful battle. You so far it seems that the AMG's ahead.
Yeah, I think we do have the upper hand. The all-wheel drive system, the race starts off the line as well. It really doesn't waste time there. Going through the corners, late on the brakes, it can handle all of that. So you know, you can really push this car to the limit, and it still has the power. It's still on tap. And it's as fast as you can go, and choosing the right lines. If you don't choose the right lines, obviously it's going to go wide and you're going to lose time.
The way of the racing gods.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Clint. Let's see if we can talk to Mika Salo straight away. Mika, welcome back to South Africa. We know you spend a lot of time here. First time at the Hill. What do you think of it?
It's interesting. It's I've never done anything like this before, so I'm just going with the flow. I don't even know the schedule, so I just sit in the car when somebody tells me to go, and then I go. And I had 3 runs so far, and it's been fun.
And when you try and learn a new track like this, what are the things that you look for to help you get the maximum speed out of the track?
I just try to find the braking points. That's the first thing. So you don't want to miss braking here because it's quite
quick
and quite a big drop if you miss it. Just see where the bumps are. So if you don't want to hit the brakes on the bumps also, and that's about it basically. So it's quite short track. I learn tracks quickly normally, so but this is a little bit different. It's more tricky than normal track.
And you don't have continuous laps to do. You do one run, wait half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, then go and do another run.
Yeah, it makes it really difficult. It's I wish I could just keep going, do a few laps, and it would help me a lot. But it is same for everybody, so that's what I have to do.
AMG Mercedes, first and second in the class. It's a really good start.
Just wrong order. Clint is quicker than me.
But I'm sure you can fix that a bit.
Of course.
We're going to come and talk to you over the next day and a half. Thanks for chatting to us. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. What a lovely guy. And we've also got to go up the road here because one of the other makes of cars is Hyundai with the i40N.
30N, yeah.
30N, oh hell, you know, numbers and names, that's not my thing. Petrol and stuffs is.
Yeah, 100%.
How did your runs go?
So going all right. Took it a bit slow this morning. It was a bit slippery. But now finding our feet a bit. We're on a different size wheel now, so 265, so just getting used to that. But
so you made them wider than you had last year?
So this is the first time we've run this car. We had it on a 235 tyre before. Now we've got a 9J 265, so the same as a Civic Type R basically.
And how's it going up against the Civic?
100%. The car's basically stock. It's got the cat's been out and it's got a file, and it's pretty much doing the same times as a Civic. So
you're enjoying it?
I'm loving it.
Isn't that what this event is about?
100%.
But this is a C for serious event because this is the finest coronation event in the world.
100%. We're missing the coronation today for it, eh?
No, this is the coronation. Those people in England world are missing our coronation tomorrow.
100%.
Thanks for chatting to us. And then we go straight up the road here to one of our noisy cars. We know that Rodrigo loves fast, powerful, noisy cars. Johan, you've got one of the world's best tuners and fiddlers of stuff. How's the car going, and has Freddie given you the more powers that you need?
Well, we haven't been on power yet, but we're just trying to get the traction control and the launch control to work a bit better. We just didn't have enough time beforehand with this car, but so we're now either on or off, and we're struggling to find a good midway.
Sometimes the in-between parts are the most tricky.
That's definitely so, because we're either spinning or not getting enough power on the road. So
that in-between part, it gets all sticky, and you've got to just make sure that you're backing off enough to get it right.
Absolutely.
What a good man. Have fun. Thanks.
Thanks, Colin.
Right, let's reverse out of here, because Peter, you can reverse out of here, because we're now back to Rodrigo's even more happy cars. We've got the Lotari Ferrari nearly ready to go. I'm going to go around there and talk to Wade, who's busy on tuning the car. See if I can get past the wheel here. We don't want to interrupt them too much. I will come around here. Past one of the largest wings in the world. Look how big this wing is. It's ginormous. And let's get to Wade. Wade, you checking out both cars? What you doing to it now?
Yes, no, just checking the logs and seeing if everything's all right. And just checking that it's going well there up the hill.
And slowly but surely, as each run goes, you check things, and when you guys feel good in the cars, you start adding more boosts and horsepower.
Yes, no, for sure we will. But
see, there's that naughty boy smile of yours. Yes, we got more power.
Always.
So when do you give it all of the horses it's got?
No, tomorrow. It'll be better.
Look at this, the smile again. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
The entertainer, an absolute full-on entertainer. I want to talk to Farouk, because one of the cool cars, the guys are busy. What are you busy doing on the car at the moment?
So we're picking up some oil that's coming out of the catch tank and spraying onto the windscreen. So we're trying to see if we can cover it up so it just doesn't make it's a thin spray on the windscreen, and we're obviously scared for visibility.
But also, is it okay that it's pumping out that much oil, or is it because of the massive boost that you've got going in there?
No, it's okay. We're suspecting that we might have overfilled it a little.
Overfilled, Farouk?
Yeah, I think the chances of overfilling is more than anything.
And when you get that fine mist spray on the windscreen, never good, eh?
Well, the through that S's are hard to see the windscreen, the road anymore.
Good man, good luck.
Thank you, but we've improved at every lap, so yeah, things are going well.
Awesome. Farouk Dangor running properly. And then we've got Peter Zeeley's car in the back of the pit. And the reason he didn't go out earlier, the guys raised the question about missing Zeeley. And the reason is with the aero that they've developed on the car, they've got massive amounts of downforce, and they had the car sprung a little bit too hard. They raised it, but it's still being pushed onto the track, and then the wing stalls, so some of the downforce goes away, and then it comes up, and then it ends up bouncing, and it's not very good on the car, and it's not giving Peter a consistent feel to the car. So I did have a chat with him a little bit earlier, and this is what they told me. We've now finally got across the way over here Silvio Scribanti, Silvio, come and tell us what's happening. So you didn't go out in that last session. What's the story?
Man, my fan belt jumped off, and I knew there was a problem on the second run because the engine temp went to 120 degrees when I got to the top of the hill.
That's no good.
No good. So, but we're back for the fourth practice session. We'll be back, and I'm obviously sad to have missed P3, but we'll be back for P4 and hopefully stronger than ever. We need to now put the hammer down now. Enough bullshit now.
You've got to start winding stuff up, boy.
We're still on low boost, but I'm going to crank it up one more notch, and then I'll got one more to go for quali. So hopefully we can get down to, look, the plan is to get down to 41s, eh?
Okay, and it's starting to get there's a cooler breeze. That always helps a boosted car.
Yeah, Yeah, look, it obviously helps the engine boost, engine performance. So let's see. It's the same for everyone, eh?
Yeah.
So I think it's personally just big balls and foot flat.
Never lift off.
And hold it down.
Go, you good thing. Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Always fun and entertainment. Let's go to the Howser. Let's go to the Sheriff, which we haven't really seen much of today from in the pits while it's all nice and quiet. And Franco has gone off to get a meal. But I think the close-up of this massive wing on the front, which is actually a wing that they had on their Porsche racing car, and the whole idea with it is they wanted more downforce on the front, so this gives them more downforce on the front. It seems to work. It's also massive entertainment. It really is super. It's a lovely car. It's a beast. We know that the guys actually like it. Right, Richard Ruth's car. The guys are busy. Well, here he is. Reggie, come and tell us what's going on here. What are the guys doing to the car now?
We're just checking everything's good, doing some tire changes, trying different pressures, little things, changing the stickers on the car, see what works.
Polishing it.
Polishing it.
You came here with a mission.
Yeah, Colin, we worked hard, and from the beginning it was go hard and see what we've got, and we're working with a game plan. We're going to sit out the next run, see what the other guys are up to, but so far so good.
So you've had your warm-ups, your practice, the road hasn't changed, so that's at least you can take one thing out of it. You're going into qualifying next, and it's always good to put a mark down in qualifying. Are you going to wind stuff up properly?
No, we won't today. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll maybe for the last run, maybe we'll launch it off the line just to make sure that the launch works in that.
But last run of today, just in case.
Last run of today, yeah. So if we need to fix something, we can fix it tonight. We got time. Other than that, the car's good. It's a tweak here and a tweak there. Really, very little to do.
There's half a second at the front of this race between you, Peter Solberg, and Franco.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice to see those names so close. So it's an honor to race with them.
You're racing against a multiple world champion and beating him at the moment.
Yeah, let's see. As long as it stays dry. I think if it's wet, we're going to be in the poo.
We asked him about that question of the wet and the dry, and his version was that, or one of the things he said, was that he hopes for the crowd and the entertainment, he hopes it stays dry.
That's interesting to hear that. I just think his car is set up for low grip levels, and it's very light in that, So if it gets slippery, because this gets very slippery if it's wet, it will be an advantage for him. I mean, our cars are 1.5 tons to wrestle around here, So, but I think dry for the crowd's better. I mean, you don't want to be sitting in the rain under an umbrella. That's horrible.
Yeah, sunshine is wonderful. Nasna is brilliant. Reggie, thank you very much for chatting to us.
Thank you.
We'll come back. We want to talk to Rui Campos. He's over there. He's driving into Rui Campos. You're driving into policemen. What's going on?
Well, they couldn't show it to me. I went in to see the footage. I didn't feel it.
But it doesn't really matter now because...
I mean, Sparky just said to me, would I like to miss the final? So you threatened me.
So you shut up.
That all short shit, what I mean?
But then you shut up and you accepted it and now you move on.
And he told me to get on my knees and thank him. So I did.
Right, there's action on the track. Let the cars talk.
And here we go. It is free practice for, sitting next to me, Ciro de Siena, who's been outdoors for the last couple of hours enjoying all of the action. Ciro, welcome. Man, what a start to the King of the Hill 23 in Simola.
Ciao, Sasha. Yeah, I perched myself on this little grandstand here next to the start line, and I waited patiently.
to see that WRX car launch and to listen to it launch. That's pretty much been the highlight of my day, actually. It's just absolutely fantastic to see a machine like that in South Africa. Brilliant.
It is very, very special. And I mean, just what a welcoming, what a brilliant guy Peter Solberg is. I mean, I remember watching Peter Solberg, since he started. And the one thing in the interview with Colin he didn't mention was his son. He didn't say, "Oh, my son." And I mean, Ollie Solberg is just a fabulous racer as well.
Yes, and his brothers here. I mean, Peter Solberg's parents were racers as well. I mean, it's just a racing dynasty.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. All right, it is practice 4. Reggie Roots has said he's not going to go out. Some of the other drivers and cars might not go out as well. We'll have to just monitor it on our timing screens. Garth McIntosh in his magnificent McLaren 720S has set a time of a 46.1. Rodrigo, you are still joining us, and it's wonderful. If you're just joining us for the first time, Rodrigo de Oliveira from HillClimb Masters. An impressive start to the morning session. Would you go with someone like Richard Roots, who's decided, you know what, I think I know what I'm doing? Do you think more of the drivers and teams will decide also maybe not to go for the 4th run?
It is a wise strategy now, but in the end it all comes down to the whole planning they had for the weekend, so I don't really think this decision was taken lightly or shortly. It is something that was pre-planned for quite a while in Richard's case. But yeah, it's normal that after, and given that everyone started so strong right from the get-go, it's normal that now that we reached the final stages of practice, everyone sort of lets off a bit.
Yeah, and also you don't want to have any kind of little incidents unnecessarily before qualifying. Giro, besides the WRX that we've seen, anything else that sort of just went, wow, what is this?
Well, there's some interesting stuff happening out there. The cars are not necessarily in the same classes, but they are sort of rivals on the road. So sometimes, I mean, these hill climb monsters are wonderful to see, but for the average human, they'll never get to drive something like that. And I think the cars that we can relate to, there's plenty of them here today. So, for instance, we've got the new Honda Civic Type R, just launched in South Africa. We've got the new Toyota GR Corolla, hasn't even been launched in South Africa. This is its first public outing. And those cars on the street are direct rivals. They're both running manual gearboxes today. Dion Hubert, of course, racing legend, is in the Honda. And the young Natiam Simanga, who is 19 years old, GTC driver, is in the Corolla.
I tell you, I met Nati last year for the first time. What an impressive young driver.
What a talent.
And up against one of the true legends of South African motorsport, Dion Hubert, in, as you say, very comparable motor vehicles, which is wonderful to see.
Yeah, no, it's really nice to see those two cars here. The manufacturers have made that happen. And of course, Suzuki as well. They're running this media competition with their Swift Sport. The Swift Sport is probably one of the most fun cars I've driven in the last, I don't know, decade. It's light, it's nippy, it's fast, it's a really fun car to drive.
I got to say, I have to I've got to condone, no, not condone it, I've got to accept that as well, because I drive one.
Oh, there we go.
And a guy who has driven Italian cars all of his life, I cannot believe how impressed I've been with this little car. And I've had it for over 5,000 kilometers, and I'm loving every second of it.
There we go. Testimony from an owner that the Suzuki Swift Sport is an incredibly fun little car. So obviously the Swift Sport quite a bit down on power and something like the Type R or the GR Corolla, so definitely not competing with each other. However, the media competition there, I know there's going to be, those guys are going to want to win. They're going to really be pushing up the hill to come first in that Suzuki Media Challenge, so we wish them luck as well.
A lot of fun as well. So we've got action out on the track. It is a practice 4 session. Just one time that I'm looking at is really impressive. 49.9 from Paige Liebenberger. Best has been a 51.3. So everybody really putting it down. Track is definitely rubbering in. And also the conditions, not too hot, I think is also favourable at present.
I think the sun is warming up this tar a little bit, and then you have a nice cool breeze, which is good for the motors as well. So good conditions out there, nice for the tyres, good for the motor, and I think we are going to see some fast times now. Obviously, it's practice, so you don't want to put it in the bin. You want to come back to the pits in one piece. So maybe not going 10 tenths during your practice, but it's nice to get a feel for the car, get a sense for your braking zones, how fast you can push through different corners, and that's what the guys and girls will be doing out there at the moment.
Yeah, magic stuff. Simola HillClimb 2023, the Alfa Romeo Giulia QV. Piet Potgieter, this guy just loves being in this car. I mean, he just doesn't stop, and he drives here. He's just having so much fun.
Gosh, one of my favorite modern cars, that QV. And he runs a sub 50.
Yeah.
Stunning car, that.
Very, very impressive.
The new M2.
M2, wow.
Now yeah,
carry on.
No, that's a nameplate which excites South African petrol heads far and wide, and this one has been put together with the M Performance livery. The M Performance race group is actually here this weekend in support of this car. It's got a couple of go faster bits on it, unique front bumper, unique spoiler, and he is really pushing that 185 k's an hour into the braking zone.
Very, very impressive. I think Patrick Gearing's at the wheel of that one. So yeah, great fun. BMW here. Celebrating 50 years in South Africa as well. Rodrigo, BMW must also be a big mark in HillClimb racing.
Oh yeah, probably the most iconic HillClimb car, European HillClimb car ever. It's a BMW from the late Georg Plaza, just powered 1 series, and but there's a whole host of them. And curiously, I have one of the videos I have prepared for a near future. It's a best of BMW from HillClimb racing, and it's around 20 minutes of something like 15 iconic BMW models.
Wonderful. Last year, Chiro, you were up for the first time in the electric vehicle, and I think it was one of the only, or just a few of them that were with you last year. This year, we've got a few more. And the electric vehicle, very interesting performer.
Yeah, for me right now, BMW are at the very front of the pack when it comes to road-going electric vehicle cars. They're electric vehicles, rather. This is the iX3 we're watching going up here. It won't be a contender for fastest electric because you've got the XM and the i4 M50, and we'll see the i4 M50 coming up the road now in the hands of Thomas Falconer. That's an exciting car.
Now, speaking of which, has he beaten your time yet?
Sasha, I was hoping you weren't going to ask.
Here
he is. Here's Thomas Falconer. I went to congratulate him. He beat my time on his first run.
The conditions were very different. Last year there was lots of damp on the track. So I'm defending you here.
No, thank you. No, Thomas is an absolute master behind the wheel. He can really pedal. I mean, he's basically a semi-pro racer, and I suppose that's the difference between a relative amateur like myself and someone like Thomas. So he's already in the 47s. He says I had a really nice chat with him just now and congratulated him on taking the record. But for it to stand, he has to do it in the class final or in the shootout.
Correct. There we go.
Yeah.
So, and that's where there's a different element of pressure.
No, that's a good point. Yeah. So when I drove that car, a little bit sideways through there. He is pushing. It's nice to also see that BMWs are known for their rear-wheel drive handling characteristics, and they've managed to imbue that characteristic into an all-wheel drive electric car. You could see the car starting to oversteer there, and Thomas obviously caught it with a dab of Oppo. So great to see that record being broken, and congrats to Thomas on that one.
All right, waiting for Thomas's time to come up on the screens, and then here is number one, a very impressive bucky, as we call him, but a super impressive driver in Anthony Taylor.
No, this is mega. I've actually got one of these Raptors at the moment. We've
yes,
got one on test.
Yeah, I saw you in it yesterday.
And what a car! I mean, what a bucky! Nearly 300 kilowatts in a V6 turbocharged bucky. I mean, it's mad.
But look how high it is, and yet Anthony Taylor He's taking her up this hill as though, oh, look at it. I mean, using the brakes and accelerator, he had to back off there.
No, he had to back off.
He was a little hot.
You saw a flash of those brake lights midway through the S's. Yeah.
I think the back. What do you call it?
The tailgate.
Tailgate is dropped.
So that's actually for aerodynamics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you drop the tailgate, it creates less drag on the back of the vehicle. So that's why they've done that. And it's actually quite smart. It'll also actually, funnily enough, save them a little bit of fuel as well. And you need to in that Raptor because it enjoys a drink.
Yes, I'm sure. And even though the Simola HillClimb is not the longest, it's still very, very thirsty. Magic stuff. I just want to say, hey, one of our old crew members, Ruan, is watching from Greylandstad. Wow. There we go. Yes, Ruan, nice to have you watching along. Great that you are here with us. I'm trying to find Thomas's time.
I know. So he had an issue with one of his runs where his transponder fell off. And I wonder if the same thing has happened because I can't see his time coming up. Which would be unfortunate if he didn't get timed on that run.
Oh, shame, poor guy.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting into the heavy machinery now. We are roughly about just under halfway through the whole class. This will be the final practice session. We'll have a lunch break, and then thereafterwards, of course, we will go into the first of the qualifying. 3 of them coming up this afternoon. Peter Hubert, 42.8. Very, very impressive. Rodrigo, last time round, he unfortunately was disqualified because of track limits.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting the AMG power Lotus to be this quick. I remember he struggled quite a lot last year, but well, the setup on that thing seems to be getting there.
That's quite incredible how much work goes into the setup and how much preparation, Chiro, you have to do just for this kind of event, because it is so completely different to anything else these drivers do during the year.
Yeah, the ladies and gents out there work flat out to get ready for this event. Lots of late nights, lots of flying in of parts and specialized parts and that sort of thing. And I think also, you know, the organizers, I mean, this is a public road. What you're seeing on TV here, none of this exists during the year. It's just a simple road which goes up to the Simola Hotel. Everything has to be built and for this race. So it's a huge effort from the teams and a huge effort from the organizers as well.
Yeah, wonderful. We're looking at this custom-built VW. Very, very impressive.
Let's see if I think we're starting to get towards Peter Solberg's run now. Let's see if he does go out on practice 4. I think the one car we missed, Oldfield. Did I see Oldfield go up in the XM?
I haven't seen him, no.
I think I missed him, but here's this GR Corolla, 221 kilowatts from a 1.6 turbocharged 3-cylinder motor.
It's unbelievable. And everyone wants to go electric. I'm going, come on, this is the future.
Yeah.
This is the future.
You know, Toyota is obviously a well-established brand in South Africa, but I think what they're doing with this GR brand is amazing. They've got the Supra, they've got the Yaris, they've got the GR86 as well, and now they've got this GR Corolla. And Toyota, I think, has gone from a brand which we maybe associate with buckies and sedans and SUVs, and they've gone to become a brand that makes very, very exciting road cars. And I love to see it.
Yeah, just incredible stuff. Anton Cornier is top of the time sheets with a 42.7. I want to give you an indication. He's in class B3. Last year, okay, the fastest time in class B3 was a 46.7.
Gosh.
It's 4 seconds.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm misreading the timing screen, but that's quite scary.
This year is fast.
Very quick.
To see 40s in the first practice run, I mean, was mega. Here's a new Golf 8R, the long-awaited Golf 8R. South African VW fans had to wait a long time for this one to arrive, but it's here. And whoa, that's very wide on the exit of turn 3.
Very tight, that's for sure. So I'm saying, Chiro, you got to go to Thomas and say to him, but This gap difference 4 seconds. You need to improve by 4 seconds. Then we can start talking.
Should I set a target for him? That's maybe what I should do.
Perhaps a bit.
I think you could be right.
I think perhaps a better idea.
I think that was Jonathan Mkhotsi heading up in a Golf 8R. There's two identical ones, so it's a little difficult to pick them apart. Jonathan Mkhotsi, also a wonderful young man who's come through the VW Academy.
Brilliant. Okay, Mkhotsi and Hennon Solberg are up the hill. This is Peter Solberg in the WRX. Those tyres are scrubbed in. Let's see what kind of launch he does off the line. This is just so much fun.
With absolute commitment. Just listen to this. First time at Simola for Kyle. This is a rescue car that he got. He built it himself. He raced it with help with his father and the Checkered Flag Museum. Brilliant. Trevor Tuck in the Alpha. Julius Caesar, they call it. Commitment. An Alpha, it gives you chills. Oh, man, I'm so happy. Tuck wins his class. What a car, what a drive. A magnificent setting. 52.05. Wow. James Temple. Cobra, huge power. V8 Daytona Coupe. It's just as